Big Mecha. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to listen. Well, you to listen. For us to engage you all with a brand new episode of Big Mecha! But not huge. Today, I have my co-host with me, Wilhelm. Say hello.
Hello.
Paul. Also say hello.
Sup, y'all?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, we are near the end of our Medabots Season 2 adventure. Are you excited to finally be done and move on?
Wait, are we doing spirits after this? Because if we are, I'm not excited.
We will be doing spirits, but
I'm
not right away.
excited to end it, yeah.
We
not
won't
right
be
away.
doing it right away. To the audience, it'll probably seem that way, who knows? But to us, it won't be right away.
Well, I plan
gonna
on
have to
getting
have a
into a
lot of
little
liquor.
bit of our schedule after we finish the specials for this season. Because once we do the next Medabots episode, which it's going to be episodes 51 and 52 of the dub, and basically the last two episodes of that season, and it's going to be our special ranking episode.
What are we ranking?
So I figure we could actually start doing part of it today, and then the next episode it'll feed into that. But we'll do like fight of the week, Medabot of the week, and then for like the season we'll do like Medabot of the season, like put them in like rankings, fights of the season, the best ones that stand out, best episode, stuff like that.
I can
Gonna
tell you
have to
mine
go
right now.
refresh.
I'd rather you not, because then we won't have any fucking content, you piece of shit.
You are so mad.
It's the everything.
It's the everything.
'cause he hasn't
Oh, is it
gotten
just
any
that?
lately.
Is it only that?
It's
just
the everything.
Okay. I'm glad it's so easily treatable. Just ignore, ignore, and ignore. There you go.
But in the meantime, guys, have you done anything Mecha this week?
Not really. Well, I guess No. I looked
Okay.
up some...
Well, that was an answer.
That sounds like a mystery to me.
Well, this isn't really. I posted that little teaser of Medabot in the chat, but...
That's something.
really a
Talk about
teaser.
it.
I honestly thought for a moment that was a PS2 game that someone was just posting some
Like
footage
Lost?
of.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like a really old game, and you're like, oh, I guess I missed that game.
I'm like, I don't remember missing this. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, but it looks so pretty. And looked at the release date. I'm like, that's interesting. And the fact that it
I
was
mean,
only
it's just a
Medabot.
fan-made creation, though. It's not real, right?
I have no idea.
It looks like a fan
looks-
animation, but it's pretty
I'm pretty
good.
sure it's fan.
I like
Yeah.
it. It's cool.
Because I'm gonna be honest, guys. After going through all these episodes, I'm honestly surprised that they continue to do more Medabots. But
Okay, so if
Uh,
we're gonna do that, we need to do a little research and dig into it, because Medabots basically disappears from America after the original anime to never return ever, including now. It doesn't exist, but it has been running consistently since it was first created in Japan. Multiple generations of the world is probably the best way to describe that. Tons of games, tons of side content, bunch of stuff happening, all Japan only. They did this, abandoned the American market, and just never looked away.
Oh, so like
No.
the Gundam video game franchises.
well,
No, they released
okay.
those.
I was gonna say, because Gundam,
What?
it is hit or miss on what they actually bring over, but they don't bring
Yeah.
over every single thing.
No, not even
Okay,
close.
from-
They abandoned
okay.
us hard.
They abandoned us hard after the year 2004.
Pretty much. I'm surprised that I've played 3 Gundam Battle Assault games out of all the Gundam games. I played all 3 of those. That's just weird to me. I wouldn't expect
Even
them to
though
come
number
over.
2 sucks.
Number 2 is great. You're talking about 3,
No,
the
it's
number
Gundam Seed
3.
one.
Oh,
Number
yeah, I am
3
thinking about
Yeah,
the
you are. I know which one you're thinking of, because 1 is basically just 8 suits, and then number 2 is, what if we had like 45?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you were
45,
like,
and you
oh,
can
that's what it
choose
would be like.
storylines.
This is fantastic. Why
So
didn't we
just
have
to talk
45
about-
originally?
Just to talk about Battle Assault real quick, the thing that I didn't know about until relatively recently, I didn't know that basically all the animations that were done in the game were multiple sprites tethered together. That way they can give it the feel
Yeah.
that it's, actual physics compared to anything else. I'm like,
Well,
oh shit, that's really
that's-
cool.
That's traditional. Those are so old, 1 and 2. Those are traditional sprite-based PlayStation 1 era animation. Both of those games are PS1. Or
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, both those games are
Yeah,
PS1.
both
That's how old they
PS1s.
are. That's traditional fighting 2D video game, classic stuff. They look really cool, and yeah, they hold up because you're basically looking at a cartoon animation. So
Yeah.
the fidelity doesn't go down. It may look gritty a little if you like stretch it out, because I don't think it was widescreen, but that's it. It's designed to look like a cartoon. So
Yeah. I really like that.
yeah, I
Um,
really enjoyed both of those games.
but Will, have you done anything Mecha this week?
Well, I mean, I played some Grendizer Feast for Wolves, so that was a nice
Ooh,
little side thing.
talk about that.
So it feels a whole lot like an old. I've never seen the anime it's based on, but as someone who is at least familiar with that era and familiar with old, like old animation and stuff from that time period, and as somebody who played Transformers Devastation, it feels heavily like a love letter to that era. The way that it's put together, the soundtrack, which isn't a whole lot of songs, but they're there, and then the way it's put together, it feels like somebody took Grendizer, condensed it down, and made it into a fun little side action robot game where you play as them. It's not.
So just to do a
Hmm?
quick thing about what Grandizer is, it's another
Hmm.
super robot anime.
It's Go Nagai,
But
right?
it's yes, I was about ready to say it's a Go Nagai creation. It is the third entry of the Mazinger series.
So it's officially part of that like universe because Mazinger goes.
Yeah,
They're all like a shared universe. They team up and stuff sometimes.
yeah, it is. It says right
Okay,
here.
that's fucking awesome. It also
The
means it gets really
original
dark.
anime aired from October 5th, 1975, February 27th, 1977.
I would love to
So
watch that, but I have no idea how I would even get my hands on it.
it is 74 episodes long.
Holy
Um,
That's old school for you. Oh,
yeah.
and that's just
So
remember that's just this one. That doesn't count the other shows,
So it looks
Mm-hmm.
like they've only made one game for that series, and it's the Feast of the Wolves,
which is this game.
which I believe is
Which
the game that you've been playing.
yeah, that came out like a year ago.
Yeah.
It
Oh shit!
surprised me.
It looks like that they also did another anime series called
Yeah,
Grandizer
Grandizer
U.
U.
Came
That
out in
just came out.
2024.
That just
It
came out.
in
When I was
23.
looking up the original show, I was getting postings for you, and you like aired I think last year, like really recently.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
up until
Yeah.
September of last year.
Yeah, that's a
This is a-
brand new anime, which is probably why Feast for
Um,
Wolves was even made, if we're being honest. Feast for Wolves came out because multimedia being what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, never
Let's
mind.
see.
That was
Oh,
really
wow.
cool. It's fun. I will say that it is, if you're going in expecting like super detailed gameplay, super like a whole lot, it's not. It's fun, probably in shorter bursts, because it will kind of get repetitive. It's not a whole ton of enemies to choose from. I pretty
That's
much fight
about
the
kind
same
of how I
like.
felt about Gundam Breaker 4.
Is that
Oh,
the
God.
bad one? The really bad one?
No, the bad one is New Gundam Breaker.
Yeah, that's the one
That
I
one
think I've
came.
played. It is terrible.
It is not
A
good.
really bad
Um,
mobile game that somebody decided to release on console.
So the weird thing is, all right. So now that we're diving into video games here,
Yeah, I guess.
the weird thing about the Gundam Breaker series. So the whole thing about Gundam Breaker is that it's basically an action game, almost done like a Musou a little bit. You know,
Yeah.
like Dynasty Warriors, except it's doing it with the Gundam skin, but it's made it to look plastic, to look a lot like the Gundam model kits that you would
Right.
purchase in real
And
life.
you run around like as if you were those model kits. So you're all scaled
Yeah.
to each other and you're scaled to the world around you. So you're running around like somebody's room or office or like the floor.
Yeah. Now, the original one that I played, Gundam Breaker 3, was on PS4. That one has a story. I mean, they all have stories, but this one it was like basically mission structure. You pick your level, and it does a story to basically say, all right, we got to win this for
Breaker
whatever
story.
reason, because some bad guys might come in. And basically, it was almost borderline Gundam build series that you find in the anime. It was all right though. It wasn't
Yeah.
terrible. It had one of the cool things where it had an arena match or an arena mode where you could fight different kits, and as soon as they get displayed onto the arena to come fight you, they will show up in their box. The box will spin around and it will give off the theme song. So, for instance, if you want to fight Burning Gundam, it comes down and it does the ending theme that they have for
the
whenever
king
he's
of-
about ready to do Burning Finger.
Oh, the fucking King of Hearts theme, the king with all the brass in
Yeah.
it. Oh man, that's so cool. And then I get punched
Yeah.
in the face,
And
but
so
that's so
then
cool.
he unveils himself. He lights his fire. Yeah, he lights his fire ring, and then he just goes around trying to decimate you, and you have to like get rid of him.
Yep.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
New Gundam Breaker, from what I could tell, because I didn't buy it, I just looked into it. It was also mission structured, kind of gave it almost like an open world feel at some points. But it just didn't have the same soul that the previous one did. And it also relegated a lot of things to be pared down, almost make it feel like, as you mentioned, like a mobile game. Then the mobile game came out. I don't know how that's doing.
Which is a totally different thing.
Yeah. So I'll take your word for it, because honestly I have no desire to play that. But then I got Gundam Breaker 4. Gundam Breaker 4 also does the whole mission structure thing, but it does it in a way that you also need to do it in bite-sized chunks, because if you try to play it for an extended period, it does get monotonous, it gets repetitive, and even though it has a story, it's few and far between, and it takes forever just to go from one mission to the next, and I don't feel like dealing with that. So that's been put on the back burner for me.
I played the mobile game. It just takes so long for you to actually get to stuff that you can actually do in it. Like the tutorial levels, it's literally maybe you have to spend the entire day just getting past it so you can freely move around the map.
That sucks.
And move around, like get things.
Annoying.
And maybe it's just because I have a very short attention span when it comes to it, because you literally
or in general.
I do not have a short attention in general. The game has it's very niche, and I thought it was going to be more fun than it actually was, and that was my biggest issue.
All I can say is at least Gundam Breaker 3 is good. I almost I still feel like going back just to plat it, because I think I got relatively close.
I understand that.
I mean, it's like one of those deals where it's like when you play Dynasty Warriors Gundam, you're like, wow, this game sucks, but I'm gonna keep playing. Wow, this game, okay, it's not as bad anymore. All of a sudden, you're 300 hours in. I'm so close. Why can't I get this plat?
No, I completely understand.
Yeah,
it's how I felt about Gundam Operation. I'm not going back to play that game.
Oh,
that was the online one, Battle Operation.
Yeah, the one where it's strictly just PvP.
Strictly PvP.
That game just does
and
not
nothing
feel
but
well.
team versus team.
It is. Yeah. It is very pay to win.
Yeah.
It is. Even that, I forgot what that short-lived Gundam. What was that short-lived Gundam?
Evolution.
Is that the one that looked like that was basically
was
Overwatch skinned?
Yeah.
That was.
Was that still running?
No. That was gone in under a year, I think.
It was
bullshit. That died fast.
It was bullshit.
It wasn't a bad game. It didn't have any lasting power, and it felt like
it was
look
gimmicky.
At Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is basically legit Overwatch, but with a Marvel skin. Except they do it right. Yeah. They do it properly.
This one, it had
Evolution.
It had nothing. It had nothing special about it. It had, and when you purchased, because you had to purchase a suit, you couldn't unlock it. You had to purchase new suits, and they weren't worth it. You really didn't have. You really didn't have. It was pretty much a game full of strikers with no support.
Mm-hmm.
It was literally full strikers.
It was pretty heavily that. And it was kind of fun to play, but I only played for a little bit. I want to say like a week or so. And I was kind of like, I'm good.
Same for me. I think I maybe did like a total of 10 matches, and I would get more frustrated than I ever did with Overwatch or with Marvel Rivals, because it was very janky.
I'd rather have played Hawkins. I'd rather have played Hawkins. Like, it didn't matter how much money you sank into Hawkins. It was all whenever I saw that little flag on there, I was like, oh, I'm dead. I am literally dead.
To be fair, Hawkins was pay to win as well.
It was pay to win, but you literally could actually level through the game, and it actually.
If you wanted to grind real hard, though.
Yeah.
You know what's weird about Hawkins? Because not to get you off your soapbox, but exactly for that reason.
Yeah.
So Hawkins is still available to download on PSN, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. There's no servers anymore.
They left the files, but the servers are all offline because the game shut down.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And there's
what it never got? It never got that single player mode that they claimed they were working on the entire lifespan of the game.
I know, but whatever. At least Mecha Break is going to come out, and that's going to take the world by storm.
Oh, is it?
I mean,
you
it's
played
gonna
it?
be microtransaction heavy, but I don't care. It looks amazing.
Be honest. We all know it. We are hoping it takes the world by storm. Every mecha game tries to say that it's going to take the world by storm, but it's sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't.
I mean, it's getting all the promotion, and from what I hear, people love it. So we'll see.
Wasn't there another one that was supposed to have taken the world by storm during when the PS4 originally came out? That was supposed to be like the new mecha killer.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You are going
There
back
were
a bit far in time. Gonna need more
yeah.
details.
Yeah, like I barely remember
Okay.
last week, so be more specific or shut up.
Like I don't remember the name of the game, but it was supposed to come out during the Metal Gear Solid, right after Metal Gear Solid 4. It was this mecha game that looked like it had arm slaves from Full Metal Panic, and it was so it looked so good, but at the same time it crashed so hard because it was not an actual mecha game. It was
I
a
have
first
no
person
idea.
shooter. Yeah, I forgot what it was called, but I remember the suit design was cool, but it literally turned into it was supposed to be the new front mission. It was supposed to be a front mission for PS5. Sorry, for PS4, and
Front
it
Mission
did not-
Evolved.
I think that was it.
Will played that.
I did. It is not a good game, or at least it wasn't when I played it.
I'm sure they
Yeah.
never updated it either.
Well, I mean, they updated it so it'll run, but I doubt any
Yeah.
more than that for maintenance.
It just it sucked. And no one, I never heard anything about it after it launched.
Hmm.
Nothing.
Interesting.
Well, you know what doesn't suck?
Medabot?
So, yeah.
No, that does occasionally suck.
Hey.
SD Gundam G Eternal, which is a mouthful. It's that mobile game I told you guys about last week. I am still having a lot of fun with that.
It's good to hear.
It's just so I don't want to say addictive, because the moment that you say addictive to a mobile game, obviously there's some bad connotation to that. It's just fun.
I
It's
believe
exactly
in
what
life
you
when you
want out of it.
describe something as addictive, it's supposed to be negative, but I play video games. Addictive is technically a positive quality.
Right.
An addiction is
So-
having liking anime. You're an addict.
No, buying anime
That's
is an
not- that's-
addiction.
that's not-
Watching
Oh,
anime
there you
is
go.
not
But
an
buying
addiction.
anime is addiction.
Buying anime
I was gonna
literally
say
is
wall.
the
I was
math
wall.
of a drug dealer. It's the same.
I mean, Will, you're not wrong considering the collection that I have. So
Yeah,
Seen your
fucking
collection.
Smaug.
yeah, don't come after me. But anyways,
I mean, I'm gonna have to just dig up some of that
We'll
gold.
have an
But all right.
intervention one day.
anyways, so I'm enjoying it. It's still a lot of fun. I've been tossing between that and Super Robot Wars 30. I'm finally getting to a point in Super Robot Wars where difficulty's actually spiking up a little bit, but I'm also getting a lot more moves for all my characters.
Good.
I've got one move left for Gridman, so I'm excited to get that, because then I can get like the super giant combination that he has. I can't wait. And then I
True
keep
man's
seeing trailers for
combination
Super
is
Robot Wars
mid-air.
Y. Yeah. Okay. I've already posted this in our Discord, but Super Robot Wars Y looks amazing.
Is that coming out for everything?
Yeah.
Ooh, sweet. That'll actually be on PS5.
Yep.
Nice.
And the cool thing about it is that it has Godzilla's singular point in it, and the mecha that you get to drive is Jet Jaguar.
Okay, the Jet Jaguar from that show is phenomenal. It was built by a crazy old man who's a mechanic and ornery. It's fantastic. The first version of that robot is basically a barrel that you sit in with arms and legs. Fantastic. No
Oh,
notes.
damn.
It's so good. The show itself
So-
is beautiful, but that version of Jet Jaguar is really funny.
So that's coming out. They also have the SSSS Dinah Zanin characters in it.
Ooh, the
So
second show.
not only do they have all the different mecha from that, they also have Gridknight, who is by far one of the coolest characters in that entire series. It's just so cool. Funny enough, I actually commissioned this girl who goes by the name Kayla Kinda Draws on Instagram and Blue Sky. I commissioned her to do a Gridknight drawing for me, and she goes like, "Oh my god, I've never done anything like this before. You always want to bring in something different for me." I'm like, "Hell yeah." The other thing that I ended up commissioning for was Kiryu from the Like a Dragon series,
Nice.
and Zell from Final Fantasy VIII, where it looks like that they're about ready to do a fight,
Ooh,
and I
punchy,
had her
punchy.
like do the other two, and then in the middle it's like a burning versus sign.
Nice.
I'll post pictures of
That
those
sounds
later, but
really
yeah,
cool.
they're pretty awesome. But
So-
yeah, so just been playing those, and I haven't gone back to Transformers yet, but I will soon. It's just I'm in the middle of Expedition 33 because that game is phenomenal as well.
Doing your French RPGs.
Yes, sir. There's nothing wrong with that.
Because there's a massive selection of those. I'm sure
Like-
they exist, but I don't speak French, so I have
Like,
no
do
idea.
Do you want to know the basic premise of the game, real quick?
So it's called Expedition 33, going by the 5 seconds of a GIF I once saw. It's a game that is an RPG, but its world is sort of like fantasy crossed with 1800s, like guns and shit, and
Yep.
like that type time period, but lay a whole shit ton of magic on everything. So like probably
Elden
magic
Ringify
guns.
it.
Yeah. Oh, Elden Ring. So the world is dead and you're all dying and you're all corpses and everything is bad and it was good at one point, but you're in the rotting corpse that's left over. That kind of thing.
Yeah, honestly.
Not gonna lie, Go Nagai would fucking love the world building for the Dark Souls games.
He
They would be his
totally
favorite
would.
series. He would
Oh my
probably
god.
not
Elden
play
Ring was
them at
Lord of the
all, but he'd
Rings.
be like, I just read every book about them and watch 1,000 videos. I love their world building.
So-
That man knew depression.
The basic premise of this is that, let's say about roughly almost 70 years ago, there was this giant thing that appeared in the middle of the world. Like they have a French city called Lumiere, and
City of Light.
this giant monolith showed up called the Fracture, which basically opened up this entire world to be brought forth to our world.
They layered
And
another world on top of ours, kind of like the
Yeah.
show Gate, but it was at a past time in, they didn't have
Right.
cell phones.
right. So in this one, once the fracture happens and there's a monolith, there's this giant woman deity known as the Paintress who
Okay.
will paint an ever-decreasing number every year, starting from number 100. Number 100 is where everybody at that age or older dies. They just turn into flower petals.
So eventually the entire world
So-
gets wiped because everything, it would be 2 years old,
Well,
one
we
year
don't know
old,
if it's
and
the
0.
entire world. Right, but we don't know if it's the entire world. We do know for certain that it's this particular area.
Oh,
And
so if you leave, you're fine?
every year, I don't know.
Huh.
I honestly don't know. They don't answer those particular questions yet, at least where I'm at.
They never do.
So she starts painting a decreasing number, going 100, 99, 98, all the way down. And it's getting to a point where she's gone from 100 down to 33. And so once they realize what she's doing, the people of Lumiere, they decide to send out expeditions to go and try and kill her because they're like, this isn't good.
It
It's
is an
killing our way of
RPG.
life. It's killing off
A JRPG
yes
style. You should be killing
Technically,
God.
yeah.
That's how this works.
Yes.
Are you sure
So-
it's a JRPG? It's not an FRPG?
Well, technically,
No,
it's
it's
F, but when people say JRPG, it's that style. You're turn-based, you're picking attacks, you've got a bunch of like stats that affect those attacks. There's some sort of special skill
Yep.
or magic involved. It's a menu game, very menu-y, lots of
Thank
menu.
you for killing my joke, bro. Thank you for killing my joke.
I mean, look, this was a
I
conversation.
got your joke, and I'm glad he over-explained
Well,
it
there's
instead.
this is a conversation that developers who make things in that style have strong opinions on, who live in Japan. There's like I've seen at least one person who talked about they didn't like it being called that because I mean, it's not a derogatory term. It's not even I mean, you can make anything derogatory,
No.
but it's not meant
Yeah.
to be bad. It's just it's a specific style that came from Japan that was made consistently for over like a decade or more, and games kept coming out in that style. Plus, Japanese culture and developers have a specific view on things, and that created a style of game, which is where you get things like, oh, it's a JRPG. Are you collecting the crystals of light? Oh, it's a JRPG. Are you gonna go kill God? This is a thing that you do. It happens
that's a good
in
point.
them, but it's not a bad thing. It's just that's a very distinct, specific style. If I say RPG, it's a role-playing game, but now there's like 5 or 6 different things you could be thinking of. CRPG, like Baldur's Gate 3. You could be thinking like The Witcher, which is an action RPG. You could be thinking, like Kingdom Hearts, Witcher, those are more actiony, although The Witcher leans way more heavily into traditional RPG with whole menus for talking to people, Mass Effect. And then you've got JRPG, which is watching a bunch of movies and then going into menu-heavy fights where you go after people. I personally think that's more
I am
approachable
powering
because
through
that's
Witcher
not
3
an
right
action game, so it's not based on your pure skill. It's you can literally plan it all out, like a strategy game, but a little more active. So
Yeah, explanation. Get fucked, Paul.
that was not the
now.
explanation.
No,
You are
I
just
have been
rude.
playing. I have been
You are
playing
just rude.
many. I have been playing many RPGs right now. I am literally
Oh.
bouncing between oh my gosh, GU,
Oh, nice.
Witcher 3, and I'm playing
Four?
Diablo.
Oh,
Diablo
three.
I would
3,
say
yeah.
get done with GU as soon as possible because we all know the issues that I have.
You don't like that.
I'm playing it for enjoyment. I'm playing it for enjoyment purposes. So once I get frustrated, I literally hop over to The Witcher and get to and feel a lot better about my life since everybody lives in literal squalor.
Yep.
It is
Yep.
the most depressing version of fantasy, which is the most realistic
Yeah.
as well.
Geralt's life isn't that
Alright.
great. He's
But the most
they treat him as the main character, but his life kind of sucks. It's kind of awful.
But it literally is the most scientifically advanced as well. They literally talk about genetics all the fucking time.
I mean, granted, that's
and
mostly
yeah,
racism, so they
literally-
can push down the people with magic powers and hate on them. But Harry Potter doing the Harry Potter thing.
So to finish up the basic premise real
Oh, yeah.
quick.
Mhm.
Yeah, so to finish up the basic premise real quick. So every year they send out the new expeditioners, but they do it based off of the number that she writes. So now we're on to Expedition 33 because she has
It's
gone
been
from 100 down to
77
33.
years.
She's done this 67
Or 67
times.
years. It's been 67 years since she
Yeah.
landed, and once a year she just turns people into flowers, so they got to move all the old people out of the city.
Yep. And all the young people are, like the kids, now they're orphans. So that's fun. But anyways,
Orphaned
so
by
yeah,
the
that's the basic
tree.
premise of the game. And I will tell you that it's like the combat. It's a lot like
It
Final
looks like
Fantasy
Persona
X
5.
meets Legend of Dragoon.
Ooh.
Part of it, kind of like Persona 5, meets the
Is
visual
there
flair of
rhythm?
Elden Ring, and the combo parry mechanics like Elden Ring meets any
So
of the
there's
Mario
buttons you hit
RPGs.
while you're attacking. Neat.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I
worth
fully
checking
recommend
out.
it. It's going to be game of the year, especially
Oh,
because
GTA
Grand
6?
Theft Auto is not coming out this year.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I have a question. For you guys. What do you think anime of the year was last year? Before they announce it.
I am
I don't
not
know.
up
I
enough
haven't
on
paid
anime.
attention to
I am
anything.
I don't have that time, sir. I'm very sorry. I don't even
Yeah,
which would be
seriously, we only rank
Medabots, and
the
that's
shit
fucking
that we
20
watch.
something years old.
Oh, damn. And I'm trying to gauge out if free range.
No, because people like solo leveling a lot. Frieren is good. Solo leveling has better
Yeah.
mass appeal. Frieren is,
I think free range
I
is
think
beautiful.
you will have people who like
Yeah.
both. You will have people who like one or the other, and I think solo leveling hits that shonen demographic, which doesn't even get touched by Frieren, despite the power leveling mechanics they have. Solo leveling is Dragon Ball Z with an edgy teenager. It's Dragon Ball Z by me in grade. So
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Oh yeah, we have to
just
get back to the show.
I was about to say, I don't want to, moose knuckle all your bullshit
I don't even
here,
know what
but
that means.
I think we
who
should talk about
says that?
G-Quux.
What the fuck does that even mean? What is a moose?
You should
No
look
one
it up
says
later.
that.
You should look it up later.
I don't know if I want to.
I know what a moose knuckle is. I've already said one bad thing so far on this podcast. I don't need to say another one today.
Yeah, I'd rather you don't, because every time that you say some bullshit like that, I'm gonna have to fucking cut it.
Yep.
So this week we got episode 4 of G-Quux. Guys, what did you think of this week's episode?
Her eyes are weird.
She
reminds
looked
me
very
of Mirai.
almost like
Yeah.
a different portion of like a
Okay,
Trigger anime.
so-
She
right?
reminded me of a
She
version
does
of
look like
Mirai.
Trigger
She was
Mirai. She
Trigger
really
version
does look
of
like Mirai, but it was very weird. She's the only person they've drawn that way. Everyone else looks like they belong in that world, and then there's her, and you're
Right?
like, what fucking world did you step out of? Did you get isekai'd here?
And then
Where
she
were you
actually
before?
Opens her eyes.
Well, don't forget, like, if we look at Char from the beginning portion, everything from that era looked
Yes.
completely different from what we got during
That
the
is correct.
G-Cluck
I'm
stuff.
kind of curious
Yeah.
if he shows up, if he'll just like look all G-Cluxy, and all of a sudden he looks totally different. You're like,
Oh.
you sure you're the same guy from the opening?
So,
I
who can
have two
summarize
things.
this particular episode for me real quick?
Oh, okay. I'll do it. My pleasure in doing that. This episode, G-Cuck's episode 4, The Witch's War, it starts with I forgot what his name is.
Will, can you somehow?
Yeah.
No, what's his name? It's Shalia Bull.
Hey,
Shalia Bull.
You
Shalia
can call
Bull
him
and
by his true
captain.
name, Shar's Mav. Call him
Oh.
by his true name.
I was gonna say.
That was really sexual there, Will.
I
Can
was
you do it
gonna
one
say
more time?
Sean's.
You're very
sorry,
charged.
Shar's Gimp.
What?
Shar's Gimp.
No.
Because that's
No,
what he
Shar's,
really is.
he is clearly simping for Shar heavy.
Simpia Bull.
You know what,
Bull.
fine.
There we go.
Yes. No.
Simpia
He
Bull.
He is Shar's sub. He is Shar's
Simpy the
sub.
best.
He is Shar's sub.
Dun,
And-
Char's busy, standing over him in a spotlight going, like and subscribe.
Oh,
And it's Shalia. It starts with Shalia Bull watching Machan
Machu.
fight Machu fighting, and as she's fighting, he's like, "Oh wow, she can actually bring out the full use of the G-Cucks. She's actually a good pilot." And I'm like, "She's adequate. She is an
So here's
adequate
the thing,
pilot."
and this I think is a translation thing, because I really do think that we lose some tone in this show. When you hear him talk about the suit, they speak in general terms of piloting ability, but that's not actually what he's talking about. He sees how the suit is moving, so he knows, and they have the data, they can pull it. He knows that she's activating a system that the other dude couldn't activate, which I don't understand because they gave the suit to him, they took it from an experimental base. How the fuck is that Haro
Why
the
would they
unlock
give it to him,
mechanism
though?
when the Haro was already on this random side? They really need to explain the Haro because it's confusing. The G-Cucks came from a laboratory in the military's hands, given to a specific ship that works for the military. It happenstance stumbled into this side, and when they plugged in the key they were told would unlock its system, it did 0. It did nothing. And then the Haro jumps in and unlocks it, and you're like, so the Haro is part of the unlock key? A Haro in the hands of some random girl in the slums on a side that they would never have gone to because it's not even technically part of their country, because they have like a weird Sweden relationship with this place where it's like you're not fully governed by Xeon, you're not fully part of the fold, because if we're being honest, we don't have the forces to make you do it, but you're also not active enough to like fight us on it. You're not going to revolutionary up and fight us. So it's like that's the political place that they occupy. It's very confusing and very weird. I assume they'll explain it at some point because they're gonna, but it's very weird to go this hard into here's a suit we designed, we built from scratch. Here's a key. Oh, also you're going to need this robot that we lost track of like 2 years ago. Yeah, we don't know where it is. We could build another one because we literally created all of this from 0, but we're not going to. We're just going to assume that someone will randomly stumble into this robot and actually unlock it. That's a weird choice.
All right, so to piggyback off of that real quick, you mentioned we're going to create this from 0. Guys, what was the name of the mobile suit that Machu has to fight?
The Gelgoog GM. Gelgoog GM.
Yes! Now...
It is painted like a GM.
Don't
tell me that's not a GM. That is a 3-eyed GM.
It
is
reminded me of the Power GM
That is
from Bill
100%
Fighters.
a
It
GM with
reminded
3
me of the
eyes.
Power
They
GM.
called it a Gelgoog, and I'm like, why?
So,
Oh wait, no.
well, okay, you
Because
understand
it's
why,
made by
right?
Xeon, but technically
Because
no, it's made by a third party.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it was made by the military. They point
Well-
out that they shouldn't have their hands on it because it's an experimental mobile suit in the hands of Xeon, and they're like, private companies shouldn't have that.
Let's rewind. Do you remember what the quote-unquote Gundam looked like in the movie version of
Looks like an
G-Cluck's
Ava
beginning?
with fucking 4 eyes.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
You're talking
this-
about
Yeah,
Char's Gundam.
and the GM.
I'm talking about the Gundam that's yeah. Okay,
Well,
there you go.
The
one
gun
that
cannon
Sailor was
also had
riding.
the 4 eyes. That's a standard feature of the Gundams. The Fetty suits have 4 eyes, which is weird, but it's a thing
Yeah.
so that he could have Ava units, I assume. I assume that's why.
So the reason that I see it, at least with regards to why the Xeon have them now, is because since they managed to,
Oh,
win
100%.
the war, they managed to take over a lot of Fedi installations, including all the designs based off of the
Yep.
original Gundam and whatnot. So everything that the Federation had, they just handed over to Zeon. So all their naming types that they originally had for all their original Zeon suits, except for the Zaku, everything else is going to look like a Fedi ship.
Yep, it's
or
all
a
going to
Fedi
be
suit.
copies of Fetty stuff, but it's going to have Xeon names, so it's just going to
Yeah.
look weird to all the fans who know what the originals look like.
They also look more buffed up compared
They look
to the
very
original
blocky,
versions.
which is very
Well,
in line with
that-
the original shows. Like, they were square boxes, that was what made it a
Mhm.
Fetty suit, and if it was rounded, that was a Xeon suit. That was the big design difference.
Yep.
Well, I pulled up the suit that it reminded me of was the Power
Yes.
GM from
It
Stardust
does look like the
Memory.
Power GM,
It looks
Mm.
exactly
heavily,
like the
but
Power
with a third
GM.
eye in the forehead.
And yeah, but the GM does have the top camera.
Yes,
They
but
always have
true.
that.
They incorporated
But-
it as part of the
and-
face. So, and technically, yeah, even the Gundam
and they
has that.
explained that they used the specs that they received from the original Gundam when Char had it and used that to build the Gelgoog, which I appreciate, and I do immensely appreciate the fact that we had a one-off from the police commissioner saying that he hopes to God that his side doesn't get stuck in the new cold zombie war between
Oh, yeah.
Cassilia
He
and
was basically
Jiren.
updating.
I love that line.
He was like slantedly updating the audience. By the way, it's been years since the war ended. The Zabi family are still at each other's throats. Like, none of them died during the war except for, I think, Dozel, and everybody else lived.
Dozel and Garma.
No, Garma's still alive. He survives in this one
Garma
because he
died.
wasn't part of the military. He was explicitly
Yeah.
in Char's
Okay.
episode. They talks about him being like, they reference him as being out of the military. I don't even know if Char met him, by the way. I don't know that Char actually came into contact with Garma in this iteration.
No, he definitely should have, because by if we remember the origin,
Yeah, they
because
met
I've only
in
seen
the
snippets of that. They met in Academy.
Yeah, but that's assuming this world
yeah,
takes that.
They met originally.
That's assuming this world has that.
Oh,
No,
well.
no, well, that's how Char gets the Red Comet
Oh,
title.
he calls him that.
It's during the training camp when
That's
yeah,
like MS
well,
Igloo.
no, he doesn't get that's that's during MS Igloo time. So they would have still kept that, and Char does reference him in the actual
Oh yeah,
movie.
they cut that line
Char
out of the show
references
along with a bunch
Garma.
of others out of the show.
Yeah.
Right.
They-
But we already went into that. Can you finish
oh.
summarizing though? What was the episode?
We get introduced to the chick who looks like Mirai, Shiko. She has a moment where she's hunting the red Gundam because Char killed her partner, killed her Mav,
Well, that's how it
and
works.
we get a fight between. Yeah. We get to see her being pissed off that pissed off and wanting to kill every new type she comes across, and hates that she is referenced as a new type.
No,
But she
I think
is
that's
a new type.
I think that's a
Okay,
misrepresentation.
you're jumping around
That's
there a
not.
little bit.
She doesn't hate she
No?
doesn't hate all new types and want to murder them all. She wants to kill the red Gundam very specifically. She doesn't think new types are real. She considers them to be propaganda because new types are so frickin' rare that technically, when the war ended, nobody knew that new types were real. They were highly classified and experimental. Char was like the only one of probably less than 10 who would have been active at the time, all on the Xeon side. The Fetties would have had no data on them. They would have heard about them, but calling it propaganda is not entirely incorrect. She definitely was a new type. They show that several times.
When the engineer calls her a new type, when she's
She
testing,
hates it.
when she's testing the suit. Yeah,
She doesn't like the
literally looks like she's
terminology.
about to murder
Yes,
the dude.
she
She
doesn't
like-
hate.
She gets those
Paul,
psycho
Paul,
eyes back.
she's mad. She doesn't want to stab every new type to death. She is just mad at the term because it's a Xeon term. And bear in mind, she was on the losing side of the war and her partner died. She still never gave that up. She's just mad about the word. She doesn't have a bloodlust against new types. They never show that in the show.
Right, and she never outright denied
Well,
that she's a new type because she
She
didn't
says they're
believe
not
in it
real, and she's like, it's bullshit. Don't call me that, because she probably heard them talk about Char that way, because he would definitely have been talked
Right.
about, especially in like the 7 years since the war ended. They would have talked about him as their shining example, right up until he vaporized himself. Except for that.
either.
All right, well, I'll continue on. All right, so
I'd rather you not, because the way that you fucked that up. I'm kidding.
Don't be
Oh,
so
thank you.
mean.
okay. All right. They have Machan's crushing on
Machu! God damn it! Don't call her Machan.
Machu
Jesus.
is crushing
He can
on
give her a
the
pet
Red Gundam
name if
pilot,
he
who
wants.
I cannot remember
He can
his
call
name.
her Machan.
No, she's under 18. He's not allowed to do that.
She's not real, just so you know.
All right,
Don't. We are not getting into those type of
we do
specifics.
not want to go there. I do not want to get involved in that. All right, so Machu is crushing on the pilot of the Red Gundam.
Hard. Yep.
Who
She got a big old schoolgirl crush on that guy.
And
it's weird. The fandom's putting her and
How is
Neon
that
together,
weird?
which is
The
really
ending
weird.
credit is them living together in an apartment, Sean. They're not exactly not pushing that pairing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I don't necessarily look at the ending credit.
You don't even watch the preview?
I
How do
actually
you
kinda
get to
like
the
the ending
preview if you
credit.
don't watch the...
I mean, I watched the preview, but I'm usually doing something else.
Yeah,
while
the
credits
entire
roll.
ending credit is them doing karaoke and eating pizza in an apartment.
Living in the same
Yeah,
apartment.
With... I don't remember
So,
if they have a pet.
I was and we get references that he is basically at the will of the Red Gundam. He only does what it wants him to do. He only does what it wants to do. And
What's it want him to do?
it wants him to go to Earth, and it
Hell
is
yeah.
looking for a Rose.
So...
And as soon as I heard Rose, I looked up Artesia to see if it's any breed of Rose. But same time, I'm pretty sure that Char's will is still in the suit, and after seeing and feeling Sayla, its will wants to go back to Sayla. It wants to go to Earth to see if Sayla's
he
on
doesn't
Earth.
just...
I'm
He
of the
doesn't
same mind.
just want to go to Earth. Because she mentions to him, you can buy a ticket to Earth for like 1,000 hype, which is like almost nothing with what they've been winning in these matches.
Yeah.
And then he says, no, the Gundam wants to go, meaning he wants to go with the Gundam to Earth. So he needs a full-size ship so he can fly to, basically freighter himself and the robot to Earth. So he doesn't just want to go, he wants to bring the massive piece of military hardware with him when he goes.
Let me ask you this: if the Gundam
Right.
is Char, or his essence,
I don't
do
think
you
it's
think it's trying to indoctrinate him?
No, I think it's... Honestly, I think Char is in a coma, and his consciousness is connected to the Gundam.
Do you think he's...
And
Where's the body then?
the body is on
Bring
Earth.
me the body.
I think the body is on
Okay.
Earth. That's
So
why
you
it
think
wants to go
he's...
back to Earth.
Oh, you think we're going to get a shot, like they go to, at some point in the show, they go to Earth, the show's up, and then you just see a shot of like a hand twitch in a bed, and then like Artesia walks in, and she's been like caring for his unconscious corpse for like 8 years.
What is this, Zeta Gundam?
I mean, if it was
No,
Zeta,
I
he would
think
never
it'll
wake
be-
up, but
I
yeah,
think it-
sure.
No, I think the end of the first season is going to be they get to Earth and you see Artesia brainwashed to being like subject something, and Char is in a comatose in a Fedi hospital.
They don't exist. They were
And
crushed by
they're
the Z.
waiting
There
for
are
Sha-
Fedi remnants, but
No, they lost. They lost the war against against the Xeon. The Feds are still on
Really?
Earth. Earth Federation is still on Earth. They lost, but they still have
because
the
the
Earth Federation
zombies
on Earth.
aren't strong enough and don't have enough. I mean, they also infight all the time, which doesn't help. They don't have the.
Yeah.
They don't have.
They
They
don't have
mention very heavily in episode 1 that Xeon is. They won the war, but won is a strong word. The other side stopped fighting might be a better description, because the other side decided it just wasn't worth the cost, which is you won, but guess what? You're also depleted. They don't have a ton of... There's a reason that they're still using a captured enemy ship, which at this point is close to a decade old, as an active military vessel. I'm not going to compare that to real world because I think we have ships that are like 50, 70, 80 years old still running in our Navy. But in their world, where technology and shit moves really quickly, that's not great. That's pretty damn slow.
reckless.
I mean, it was an okay assault craft back when it was experimental, but it was also experimental, which means it was never fully realized. They're piloting a prototype that was never finished and never, like, it was never iterated into its true form, where they pick, like, okay, here's the stuff that we did wrong in that design. This thing is a prototype. It really shouldn't be an active service, but they don't have a ton of money, which is also how Chalia probably bullied a bunch of people in their military to drag the people he wanted onto that crew, which are all basically kids, but like most of them are new type. Because, and this is jumping around the episode, we all remember what happened when they get during the fight later in the episode?
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yes, I will say this. This has been the best
Oh
fight
yeah,
I've seen in a
this is a
Gundam
good
show in
fight
a
in this
while.
episode. It's a stupid fight.
It
It's
was
a
intense.
it's
It was
intense. It's
intense.
dumb, but it is very intense. How does a fishing line take the fit? Dude, I watch anime all the
It's not a
It's not
time.
a
fishing line. It was
fishing
a tow
line.
cable.
That
Yes,
is not how
they're
tow
micro tow
cables
cables.
work. A micro tow
Well,
cable takes a suit full blasting all of its vernier and centripetal forcing around another
Yeah, but
robot.
Will, if we're gonna get really into those type of specifics, think about it this way: it's mecha anime.
I
Things
know.
don't have to make
I
sense.
know. There's also
and
a
I'm
magical force that they fall into when psychics exist in their world. So let's not be too harsh on the
Oh,
physics.
speaking
Eh,
of,
I am and I think she was named wrong. She is not the witch. She is the fucking spider.
Because of the
only
thread. Yeah,
spider.
yeah. Well, no,
Yeah,
the witch
yeah.
makes sense because
does
soldiers
make
are
sense.
superstitious. They would call her a witch because they would talk about how she was in front of them and then disappeared, and they're like, I don't even know where the fuck she went. And then the guy next to me exploded, and it's like they would talk about how it was as if she was teleporting around them because that's how it felt
Mm,
when they were fighting
okay.
her. So I could see that.
Right.
Also, there's
All
a
right.
part of me that feels like they're doing the whole meta thing of the death of the last show or something, because the last show was explicitly titled Witch from Mercury.
Mm,
Episode 4, the first new episode that they've had in months, has a woman called the Witch who dies.
it's possible, but you know what? I think you might be reaching.
Probably. I will say that I liked the way they treated her death.
Okay, that was fucked
I
up.
thought it was really good. I enjoyed
That's
how
very
they
well.
made it essentially slow, quiet, and almost like peaceful in a way because it thematically fits in with the character finding peace. Then they show her last echo in the, I'm just going to call it new type verse. What is the name for that, by the way? We're all Gundam fans. What do we call the new typey world that they go to after they die? What is that? Is that like Psychic Echo? Is it?
Fuck if I
Is
know.
there a real world religion
The
type?
Radio
Kara-
Gaga?
Kara-
Okay. Paul?
I'll say that
Paul?
I'm watching a show. I'm here. I'm here. Can you hear me?
It kind of sounds like that you weren't listening.
Oh, well, the audio for me dropped out for a minute.
Oh, okay. No, I was talking about the new type. What do we call the new typey thing that they like when they die, their echo goes into it, and when they're communicating to each other, they like feel through it. Like, what do we
The
call
live
that?
stream.
Sure, I guess.
I'd rather be called a live stream.
Is there
I'd
a
rather
name
be
for
called
it?
live stream than the Kara.
That's just a
It's
descriptor.
just called
Kita.
the live stream.
She's just saying it's glittery. She's
Whatever.
just saying it's sparkly. Does it have a name before this? It's existed for like 50 years. It's been around as long as the franchise technically, because when Lala dies,
New type live stream.
is that what it's called? Are you making that
No.
up? I
Don't
feel like you're
fucking
making
know.
that
Don't say
up.
her name again.
You're a
Don't
fake
say her
fan.
name again. I am so tired of hearing Lala
Why do you
today.
hate
I'm
Lala?
so
Oh,
tired of hearing Lala
I'm
with
sorry.
bullshit.
Are you tired that they actually said Lala in the episode? Is that why you're sorry? Because they suddenly said, "Oh, you hear that song? It's called the Lala song, right?"
When the
Who
fuck did we ever meet Lala? When the fuck did we ever meet Lala in that series?
We don't.
In this
But
series,
fun
when
fact,
did we ever
the
meet Lala?
sound effect
and
they're
how
playing
it
is
Lala?
actually part of her theme song. So before they
Yeah, I
named
know.
it
It's
in the
literally
show,
Lala.
fans picked up on it and were like, "That's Lala's song. That's what they're playing." They're referencing the original. This show reaches back hard to the original UC, and they're playing Lala's
Yes, it
song
does.
on purpose.
Yeah.
She was also
And
the first
I
true new type.
I love it.
Like the others kind of get there, but she was a true like 100% had all of the new type stuff before she ever even set foot in battle. By the way, the only reason she dies is because Char's a piece of shit. He is an asshole.
Yep.
He dragged a child into war because he needed to test something. He is a terrible person.
Oh yeah. And I did enjoy that this episode showed Matcha how
Machu.
sorry, Machu.
That's the best
Whatever.
one
I'm never gonna
yet.
get her
It
name
sounds
right.
like you're
'cause I
doing
don't
this
give a
on
shit.
purpose. God
That sounded
damn.
pretty on
I'm never
purpose.
gonna get her name right.
That's
I'm never gonna get her name right because I don't care about
like,
her.
damn.
I am tired of her.
She's
Wow.
the main
only person-
fucking character.
Oh, she's gonna
The only
be there
person
the
I actually
whole
care about-
time.
The only character I actually care about is the Anaki, that fucking redhead, who I am damn sure is either a Xeon special agent who's looking for new types so she can send him to a covert lab, or something, because she's the only one who went for a gun and the only one who knew what was going on, and it's her fucking Haro that hacked into the thing.
True, I could see her being a sleeper for Xeon. I could see that. Her being a spy.
A lot of people are
Or
thinking
being
that she's
Cecilia.
actually one of those one-off characters from from the original show,
Ooh.
who was working for Xeon at the time.
And she stole the Hara when
I
she
don't
ran
know
away to a side that is
More
not
than likely.
affiliated, which would be how she avoids extradition. Even if she got captured by the police, they wouldn't send her because they hate Xeon. So, yeah.
And also why she made commentary on the fact that the space noids will never be free.
Yeah, she talked about the war as if she was there, as opposed to everyone else who talk about it just as like they're all very young. They talk about it like,
Yeah.
it's a thing that happened. She talks about it like, yeah, the war was shit. This is also shit. Ain't nothing changed. Don't you hate it? And you're like, that's a
Yep.
very, very mature way to phrase that. Woman who leads slum crew who have no money.
I have
Okay.
I want to know how much they're getting and how much they're divvying up.
Well, remember they have to pay for stuff too, like I maybe fuel repairs.
repaired.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gundam Kid had no money and was somehow flying around blowing up mobile suits. So I don't know how that worked, but all right.
I don't know, man. But anyways, I'm excited for the next episode because it looks like that we're getting the Black Tri-Stars.
Right.
Mhm.
I saw the purple and I was like,
Or
you
the-
guys didn't die because no Amuro in this world to murder you.
or
Oh,
most
wait.
likely
I
the
can't
black
wait to see all the
duo.
different callbacks that
Oh
we're
shit,
gonna
I
get.
just realized Rambaral's not dead, which means that Haman Karn and her sister aren't dead, which means that politically they might be an active force against the Zabi family. Oh, give us badass
Mhm.
Rambaral
God.
halfway into this show.
What if we...
I want him to just come out of
What if
fucking
Rambaral has
nowhere
Char?
and just say, this is no Zaku, and just stomp everybody into the ground.
What?
Oh.
What if we
What
get
if
actual
Rambaral has
Z
Char?
Gundam?
Ooh, he could be hiding him. And Artesia, because they
It's
were
possible.
originally asked to watch them, and then they both ran
Yeah,
away.
and Rambaral
Yeah.
was.
Oh fuck yeah, shit. He
So
Yeah,
I
no,
know
I
that
heard.
the show, I know that the show hasn't given the full explanations like the movie did. I am going to absolutely say, without a doubt, there is no Char body.
really.
Do you remember what happened in the movie version?
He
Yeah,
disappeared
he
into
turns
the
into
blinky
light.
light, and nobody saw him again.
But
Right.
how is there a Gundam?
The Gundam materialized elsewhere, but that doesn't mean that his body has
Oh, you
to.
think he materialized elsewhere and just immediately died horribly in the vacuum of space, painfully?
I think that everything about him, including his essence, is gone into.
So the
He's
only
stuck
thing
in
that
the
survived
life
is the Gundam itself. It was protected and like brought through that energy, and then like everything else, all the organic
Right.
shit got vaped, including the giant rock he was in, which was the space station.
Yeah.
I could
That's
see
not
that.
organic.
Technically, it is inorganic. That is true, but I'm just saying the only thing that survived was the Gundam because it was the Saikamu system was intrinsically a part of it, so it was constantly infused with that energy and could just act like a conduit. So it's like a electrical line. The electricity passes through and it's fine, but if I replace the electrical line with you, you immediately die because you're not supposed to have electricity in that level pass through you. The Saikamu would have gone into, around, and through the Gundam totally fine, but with that much energy washing over Char, would vape him the same way that it just vaporized the giant satellite.
There you go.
Okay.
That's exactly what
Yeah,
I was
it's
thinking.
exact. It's like we're in the same.
So you
You
mean-
you explained all this to me 2 days ago in a really really long message. I got a headache from it, but yes, I'm just repeating you verbatim. It's exactly what Sean said to me 2 days ago. It's exactly it.
I know. I have a feeling if Char is not alive or is not conscious, a part of his sentience is in the Gundam.
Oh yeah,
and I
100%.
feel like
100% it's in there. Like
Oh,
it
yeah.
wants
It's
to
the
go
thing
to
that's
Earth,
driving
and you
him.
know that's because that's where Sayla is. Because even in this version, after the war ended, she would immediately go to Earth just to ignore everyone because she hates all of it. It literally took everything from her. Her family, her brother became this like murderous monster filled with nothing but hatred and revenge. Everything was taken from her by war, and that's one of the most consistent things in different versions of her character being written, like the book compared to the anime. She consistently hates war, and as soon as it's over, immediately runs away and is just like, I don't want to be around any of you, and just disappears because she's done. Which is a very logical reaction to being in that level of conflict with all of that loss and tragedy.
Okay. I also have to ask you guys one question. What did you think about what they called the witch?
You mean the fact that
I
they call
put
her
on
a
the
witch?
subtitles to find out, and
Oh, Unicum?
yeah, I thought I
That's
heard
their
that
way
wrong.
of saying ace pilot.
Yes, they. Well, no,
I thought I heard
they
wrong.
define it. I think they give the full description of what that word means at some point. I don't know if I wrote it down.
It's
Yeah.
literally just ace
It's
pilot.
it's just ace
Ace
pilot.
pilot.
Yeah.
And I put
Yeah.
on subtitles so I can make sure I heard it correctly.
Well, you did.
Oh God.
Okay, so
Unicum.
when they named the scientist, did you guys also have a little hope in your heart that they were going to say something Ray and he would be Amuro's dad?
Yes.
I was really
Yes.
hoping it was going
Yeah.
to be Amuro's dad
Yeah.
because he didn't die
Yeah.
in the war, probably. He might have been at the base, but they don't punch a hole in the side of the colony so
I
he
just
doesn't die.
want them to show Zeta Gundam characters, like fucking 4. Have her show
Well-
up in a G-Quaxified version of Psycho Gundam.
See, that's the thing, though.
I think
4
Anarchy-
would still exist and still be fine because she's a clone of Puru, right? Or
I thought Anarchy was is a clone of Puro and an escaped.
I
or
could
an
see that.
escaped clone
I
of
could
Puro.
see her being a new type clone, which is why she has the Haro designed to unlock the new type suit because she's an escaped science experiment. I could see that. I could see her being a Puru.
I literally
They
looked
made
up
how many
Puro
of those in the
to
original
find
show?
out to find
10
out
or
if
something?
the hair color is the exact same. Yeah, I think the one that survives in
It'd be
Unicorn is
interesting.
like 17 or something.
Yeah, the one in Unicorn I
No,
think
it's
was
like-
like number 17. They made a lot of them. They cloned the fuck out of that girl. They also raised all of them
Yeah.
to be murderous monsters, and they completely mentally damaged them, but also the cloning process wasn't great. Look, Xeon, okay, their science was very mad science.
Nazi
The
Germany?
Fetties were much
Nazi
more like,
Germany?
we're gonna... Yeah, the Fetties were like, we're gonna make a robot and then make robot better robot, and the Xeon were like, what if we made a human into the robot? And they're like, that sounds insane. Are you listening to this guy? And they're like, yeah, hold on, let me do this line. That sounds like a great idea. Give this man all our money. Because I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty
Thunderbolts.
much how. Well, one, Thunderbolt. Two, that's pretty much how most of the people, like the Xeon country, is essentially a bunch of rich noble families, and everybody liked the Daikun, Xeon Zoom Daikun, who then got murdered by one of the rich, most powerful noble families, who then immediately took over. And it's just rich assholes all the way down. 8th MS team is literally just an insane rich prick fucking a bunch of people over. That is all it is.
With an incest.
He didn't
With an
love
incest
his sister,
drive.
but he loved
Oh,
her. Yeah, let's put it this way: if the what's his face piloting the Goof Custom hadn't been there, I think that there would have been some awful other scenes in that show. It's already a depressing anime.
Speaking of depressing and customs, let's go ahead and talk about Medabots.
What? This wasn't depressing at all. These were highly uplifting, except for the 3 words that appeared at the end of the last 3 episodes.
I like the fact that they did that, but first off, the first of this bunch was terrible.
Oh, really?
I hated it.
Is that why you
so
got mad? You
It-
told me you got
it's-
mad, and I was like, these are good episodes. What is he getting mad about?
All right, so let's
I'm
just
not
dive
talking.
into it because
I'm not saying
I was
first episode. Someone else has to.
I'm gonna do it as best as I can. This is an Eureka-centric episode.
This is your chance, Paul.
Uh,
Drag him
I
and
believe
dog
it is
him
called
when he gets
A
this
Date
wrong.
with Destiny. Is that correct?
Mhm.
No, I wrote it down. Hang on. Yeah, A Date with Destiny.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to
Don't
do
you
with
mean
the
a
with the
Whipless
Bungie
Belmont?
game. Are we gonna acknowledge him, or can I just say shut the fuck up?
Okay, so did anyone else pick up on the beautiful one-liner that they gave over to Koji in the beginning?
No, I was very annoyed with it. The only thing I could tell you that was interesting about this episode was the fact that the animation was also different in this one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and in some of the later fights, they got some better animation. And then when they do a bunch of the flashbacks, there were a couple parts in there where they leaned into another team and style, which is very cool.
It was basically one set of animation that was almost reminiscent of that Ninja World
Yeah.
episode, all the way up until the fight, and then the fight they changed animators.
Which is actually pretty
It was
common.
Very jarring. You could really tell.
It's pretty common in animation, though. If you have certain fight scenes and stuff, you'll hire teams just to do that because the fight itself, you want to look good and you don't have the manpower to do both. So you give a team just this one thing and they spend the same length of time that everyone else spends on the rest of the episode just on that like 5-minute segment. And it makes it look really good. It's also very expensive.
Yeah, I can see that.
I will say I like
Um,
the line in the beginning. They're talking, Stimilidon's there, and then Koji's like, if I wanted praise, I'd read my fan mail. Solid.
Oh,
Solid
yeah,
line.
I
It's
remember
like,
that.
damn. That's a
Mhm.
solid line. Good job, buddy. Good job.
That was Victor. Right?
No, that was that was Victor. Just
Yeah.
the man has they make him completely serious He smiles only when he's being sarcastic and a jackass and elitist. And then all of a sudden, if I wanted praise, I'd read my fan mail, and I'm just like, "That the same guy? That is a level of sass I did not expect, sir. Good job."
Yeah. So just to
line
summarize
deserves a
this
slow
one as
clap.
quickly as possible, this is an Erika-centric episode where she seems to fall in love with this blonde-haired, blue-eyed son of a bitch named
Okay,
Belmont.
hold on.
Who-
Why are you so angry all of a sudden? They are children, sir. How can you be this mad? Just coming in there being like, "Look, this fucking asshole over here playing pee-wee football. Look at his shit." Why are you so mad? He's like 8.
Because it didn't. I was mad at the episode because it just didn't feel like it was needed. The whole thing felt like filler the entire way through, literally until the very
They
end.
fit a lot of
And
tropes into one episode really, really quickly. I kept checking the time,
did.
and it was like
Was
2 or 3 minutes
MacGuffin.
between like major moments, and I'm like, it's been like 4 hours. How are the characters acting this way? He gets hurt. She goes through
Yeah.
the full emotional spectrum of being deeply in love with him and having known him for 4 hours, literally. And it's just like, I get what we're going for, but it is insane that this is what we're doing
It's
this
left
episode.
field,
It's just
dude.
out of nowhere.
It is so left field. It's just like, why?
I don't know.
Why do we need
I
this?
liked it
Like,
because we
if
got water bots.
Okay, that is the one thing that I will commend
Yes.
it for, is that not only did we get water bots,
yeah.
when we should have gotten them with the fucking pirate
I
episode,
mean, you would think.
we actually got to see environmental change.
Yeah, it turns
which
out they
When
could
did
have.
they
about
add
as
that?
basic as I
When
expected
did
it to
they
be.
add that? What episode beforehand did they say, "Here's a coin toss, so
Yeah,
one of you can"?
They
pick
never
the
do it
terrain."
again. It is,
Dude, it's like they come up with their own rules
Yes.
every fucking episode.
which does fit. It is the Rubber Robo Gang. They're basically just spacing out until somebody interacts with them. So I could see them being like, "Environment change. What? We're gonna do that in the next fight. It'll be great. Ratings."
We're gonna talk about the Rubber Robo Gang because some of it's a little off towards the end of what we watched this week. But anyways, it's Team Iceland versus Team Kenya.
Hey.
Who we think is gonna win? It's not Pikachu. It's fucking Kenya. And yeah, like this is honestly a know-nothing episode. It was just
Look,
there was nothing really
introduced
entertaining about this
a
one.
love interest for Erika
only-
that is someone we've never met
But
before.
it's not needed.
I know. It's totally
Okay, I do
so
want to
not
say one
needed.
thing.
I
I do
know.
want to say one thing about
Oh.
this. I realized
fight,
that Kenya's Medabots look like they are doing the Broadway production of The Lion King.
Yeah, they do. It's
Okay,
weird.
so War Bandit, pretty basic.
Is a lion.
Not really. Like, there's nothing
Yeah,
cat-like
it's
about
design.
him at all.
That literally,
headdress.
if you look at his head, it looks like it's a lion headdress on top of it.
But that's it.
On top of
He's
his
got
head.
2 guns mounted to his arms, and he has nothing else
supposed to
on
be the
him
claws.
that makes him look like... Pepper Cat has fucking cat ears. War Bandit doesn't even have ears.
Yeah.
Or, technically, eyes. He just has a visor like Similodon. He just has a visor. His eyes are technically behind that, I guess, because all tin pets have eyes. But, anywho, they did do... It's Rhino, Gorilla, and then War Bandit, who's kind of like a human wearing
Yeah.
a feather headdress.
So they fight, and the only thing that I really even cared about the fight, because I thought it was also dull, the referee goes, before they even start, goes like, "I'm going to be acting as both referee and lifeguard because of the environmental change."
Okay, so,
He changes so fast into that swimsuit
real quick,
He
without even
does.
breaking
if they
stride.
had lost, would that mean that their specifically made for water Medabots would have had to like awkwardly hop while getting just beaten the crap out of and then immediately losing?
They would probably have to make their own scenery.
What?
No, they've shown it in the past. Water Medabots float.
Oh,
Water-
no.
water
Sorry.
Medabots float
I
around.
understand what you're saying now. You mean if they didn't win the
Yeah,
coin
like if
toss.
they lost, would they have just stood there for 2 seconds, gotten shot to pieces, and immediately lost in a really disappointing display?
I mean, they seem like they could like walk around and shit, but they would probably just be leaning a lot.
They show it before. Water Medabots hover about 2 to 3 inches off the ground
Okay.
at all times. It's just that they move very slowly. on
Compared to
land.
being in the water, where it's just what they're made for.
Com-
Like they move, but
Yeah,
it's
They're
not
basically
great.
yeah.
they're not mobile suits. They're mobile weapons.
Hey.
Mobile weapons
So yeah,
move pretty
this.
freaking fast.
So, anyways, motherfucker.
True.
The next episode is 48, The Calm Before the
That was
Storm.
fast.
This one I actually enjoyed. and I actually wrote down a lot of notes for this one.
Oh yeah, same.
Will, you want to summarize this one?
So this is Calm Before the Storm. Just gonna go over. Yeah. So I agree with Icky. He brings up something about the rubber robos, and I was like, yeah, I don't understand how people don't consider them to be like. As soon as it gets revealed that they're in charge, we have cops that will hunt down Phantom Renegade within an inch of their own lives.
Yeah.
But the Rubber Robo Gang takes over a legitimate sports federation like FIFA, and all of us, and then reveals themselves, says their names out loud, and all of a sudden the cops are like, "Nah, it's cool, it's fine, totally cool." What?
Okay.
It's almost like
They
their
must be
entire
MAGA, that's
world.
why.
It's
I
almost like the
was
whole world has collective amnesia and doesn't remember all the shit that the Rubber Robo do constantly, all the time throughout this show. It's very weird. The adults in this world are very weird.
I don't know, man. It's MAGA mentality.
I'll say this. I think the rubber robos to everyone else is pretty much like, I don't know how to say it. They are literally so useless and so unintimidating that they view their shenanigans like a cop would view a child throwing a water balloon at them.
I don't know. There's a lot of angry cops out there.
I'm talking about Mr. Rogers as a
You're
cop.
talking about like in a realistic world.
Yeah, like in a realistic world, like they are, like, and the water balloon doesn't even get close to the cop, and it just lands right in front of them, and they just go, "Aw, you tried, you really tried, young man."
The moment, like, if this were real life, if you threw a fucking water balloon at a cop, they would fire at you.
Yeah, but like
Technically, it
they
is
do
assault.
not look at the rubber robos as even a marginal threat, and that is sad but true. I will say this episode, it reinstates the fact that Icky's mom is impossible to say no to. That's all I'm
Also,
gonna say.
that the true secret weapon of Team Japan is Icky's mom.
Yeah.
Always. She
You do not
completely
say no to that woman.
declawed an entire criminal organization with home cooking and sewing.
Mhm.
She dismantled them within like a week. Or actually, she's only gone like 2 days. She was gone like 2 days, and she completely dismantled the rubber robos. If they'd left her
Alright.
around, they wouldn't exist.
Let me
She
ask you this.
almost turns Victor into a nice person because he's like, huh, I forgot what human kindness feels like because everyone I know and loved was killed in front of me when I was like 8.
Oh, Victor in
Yeah,
the heart
that's
pajamas
not dark
gave
at
me.
all.
Yeah, oh,
Victor
did you
in the
notice
heart
how...
pajamas gave me the Vegeta
Okay, that was
vibe
really
of
funny.
Vegeta in
Oh
pink.
yeah, and the pink shirt that says Bad
that
Man.
was really funny.
Yeah. I literally, when I saw him in the heart shirt, I was like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. All I
Yeah.
see is
It's real
Vegeta
good.
in the pink. Like, he
Uh-huh.
is so intimidating, but at the same time, oh, you look precious right there. I am
Yep.
not threatening at all.
I wrote this down as a note. I said Icky's mom is too damn friendly. Oh, she might be a secret adulterer. And then later on, when you see that Victor is just sitting in the Icky's home naked, like, oh shit, yeah, I was right. She's 100% secret adulterer.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was Icky's mom or if for a moment there she shifted into this universe's version of Jessie Raspberry. Because Jesus, that woman was thirsty.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like, good lord. It's probably because
Holy
the
crap.
dad is away all the time.
I mean, from the look of it, he's a fucking Black Ops military operative. Jesus Christ, cut the man some slack.
I don't know, man. Maybe she just doesn't know anything or what.
I feel like he hides it because when he's at home, he dresses like a salaryman. And then they show him at work, and it's like, oh, he's part of the Special Corps, the international Medabot organization that does military operations.
Mhm.
Those people. And it's like, holy shit, your dad's fucking crazy. Also, how bad is his pay that you couldn't afford a Medabot? That seems kind of fucked, but government
I
job.
think it's just that he could afford it. He just refused to buy Icky a Medabot until he knew
Because
Icky would be
he's
responsible
a
enough
military
to pay
operative, yeah. And he looks at it's like buying your kid a gun. You refuse because you're like, my kid's stupid. He's gonna hurt himself, which
Oh.
is fair. Icky does
I
hurt
mean,
himself with Medabots
if-
repeatedly.
Icky has also managed to get multiple adult men sleeping at his place
Yep.
randomly. So it's just like,
Yeah, I feel like his mom's just lonely. Her son's away all the time being the main character of an anime. Her husband is away with a really like long business trips type of job, and she just gets lonely. So she's just any opportunity to drag somebody into her house and play house. That's just essentially where she exists.
pretty much.
He
Okay,
gets kidnapped and just proceeds to play house.
I do have
So
to
what
bring-
exactly happens in this episode?
Oh, I have to bring
So-
up one thing. Miss Caviar getting pushed over, that audio does not track. Because it literally sounds like that
Oh,
when the dude, like,
I wrote that down too. Yeah.
like he sounds so, the guard sounds so chill as he pushes Miss Caviar back and she falls over all dramatic like. You don't see his face, so they could have done something to make it sound like he was upset pushing her back. Like, I told you, woman, go away. But it's literally, they sound like they're having a rational conversation, and then she just falls over.
There's a line. I don't think it's in this episode. I think it's in one of the next two, where they end up doing some sort of take or some sort of line that just seems like it was supposed to be matching with whatever they did, but it ended up coming out as a dubism. It's very weird. One of the things that I thought was weird, and I think it's just because the line. I don't know if it's because of the way it was presented or not, but Victor goes, "So I ended up in a home of a Japanese teenager. I don't know about you, but that just sounds like something a modern day anime title would be."
I found myself in the
Yeah,
home of
yeah.
a Japanese teenager. Oh
Yeah.
God.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yes. And then
That
just
was at
like
the end of this episode. That was
The
at the
first-
end of this. No, that was after he took a shower. That was after he
Yeah.
took a shower.
yeah. Which
When he's just
teenager's the
sitting there
wrong word
naked, like,
anyway?
good lord.
That's also entirely the wrong word because Victor is an adult, Icky's mom is an adult, Icky is like 9 or 10. They explicitly say that he's not even in like 8th grade yet, I think. He's just in like
Yeah.
7th. So he's like fucking young. Very, very young.
Oh, and War Bandit is super polite and a
Oh,
pacifist.
100%.
Like,
Or,
he-
that's the wrong word, but yeah.
He literally says, like,
And
every
a
single time they're
pacifist.
arguing,
He only blows off 2 of their limbs. He could have shot all 4.
It's not like
He
he used
lit-
metaphors twice in a row. Oh, wait.
Oh yeah.
4
okay,
times in a
in
row.
that episode,
Fucking War Bandit goes hard, man.
in that episode, War Bandit is literally trying to talk Icky and Victor down from the argument. He's like,
Okay,
literally,
War
quote,
Bandit
can't
is
we all
not
just get along?
not so much pacifist as he is exceedingly polite. Exceedingly polite
Okay,
and
yes,
He's
he is.
considerate.
Canadian,
Like-
of course.
He's Canadian? He's a
No.
fucking African robot.
Well, the dubbing company is, but
That's what they're tapping into. But no, War Bandit is like Similidon crossed with a butler. He's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
very, very, very and you know the reason he's like that is because
sorry.
he's like that because fucking Victor is so taciturn and thinks he's too good to talk to most people. So I guarantee you, there are literally whole conversations people have with War Bandit, and they've never actually spoken to Victor. It's just them talking to War Bandit and War Bandit relating all the information. And then they just walk away, and then he'll walk over to where Victor's just staring off stoically into the middle distance. And then they'll be like, oh,
you Medabot.
yeah, it's like, I hate Medabots, they're tools.
So I thought it was interesting with this particular one. There was no fight in this episode.
Nope, this entire episode, no battle, unless
And
it
the
was
way
the
that it-
battle.
Just build up.
The
Yeah,
way
just
that
build
it
up. It's
ends
all
with the
just build up.
referee trying to announce, everything that happened in the episode, and he doesn't go into any like battle
Yeah.
statistics. I'm like, holy
Yeah.
shit, this is weird.
Yeah, he just immediately. I think he goes into battle statistics based purely on their conversations,
Hmm
and then it just jumps into the next episode.
So before we go into that, Will,
Huh.
tell me, how do they decide who's going to be fighting in the next match?
So Ms. Caviar decides to stand up for herself and for love, and she is going to bring Mr. Tuna Head back to the side of light. So she blackmails Phantom Renegade
And
and
Dr.
Dr. Aki into making her Space Metafighter X in the next match. And in the back of his head, Dr. Aki's like, God damn, I didn't know she had it in her. Although, she could take Belzelga, it'd be pretty sweet, and that would free up Phantom Renegade to go do Phantom Renegade shit during the fight. This is a good idea, but I'm just going to let her have this because she's scaring me right now.
All I have is I have one comment that was in the next episode that I'm pretty sure Dr. Aki was thinking about at that moment.
We'll get to that in a second. So she's supposed to be a Space Metafighter X. Who else wanted to be Space Metafighter X in the next
Everyone. Everyone wanted to be. They
Everyone.
were all like, I'm going to be Space Metafighter X, and they showed all 3 of the screws.
Screws had a pose off.
Yep.
A pose off.
and
Well,
then they
I
bump
don't
into
think
each
they
other.
knew that they were next to each other. I
No,
think they were
100%.
all training on their own.
They were totally self-absorbed at the moment, had no idea what was going on around them, and then bump into each other doing the poses. And then they're like, "Don't be ridiculous, it's gonna be me." And they get mad at each other, and then it turns out the
And then who
true
rolls
answer
up
is it's none
literally
of
on a
them.
fucking bicycle?
I
Yep.
love the chime. I love the chime. I
Oh,
love the chime.
fucking love it. Just rings the bell twice, and he's like,
Okay,
"Ooh,
no.
I forgot to call you. Sorry about that.
Not only that,
We're not gonna
he
use any of
rolls
you."
up as Phantom Renegade on a
Yep.
bicycle
With groceries.
groceries on the side.
I'm just okay. I love that this show is one of those ones where they're like, we're gonna make it in basically our world. Our characters will randomly go shopping for convenience store groceries because they're real people. Fucking Icky and Medabi have groceries multiple times in the show to the point
Yes.
where I have gone online. There is fan art of Medabi holding a grocery bag because it's a thing that happens enough where you're like, yeah, Medabi just goes out and buys groceries for the house because of course he does.
Yeah, because if he doesn't,
I love this show so much.
if he
Such a
doesn't,
great
Miss Tenryo
Love's a
is gonna
strong
kick
word.
his ass out of the house.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if you think she looks at him and goes, "So what are you doing to pay the bills?" and he's like, "Win row battles," and she goes, "So
No.
what are you doing to pay the bill? Going to pick up groceries." There you go.
Going to go walk the dog.
Yes, go walk Salty. Love Salty.
Yeah, Salty is
So
great.
there's not really much else that I want to say about this episode. I mean, it was a really good episode for all that
Yeah.
build up.
It was. It's nothing but character, but it builds off of the character they've written for all of these people in the show. Everyone was who they've been shown to be. They also humanize Victor a little and kind of be like, we've not done a whole lot with him, and we just kind of make him the wall that the main character has to climb. But no, he's a person. There's a reason he acts this way. He is who he is, and we're gonna kind of get into that now because we have the time for it. So.
Oh, I
Yeah.
screamed at Victor one moment for one section.
Which
of
one?
this
Actually
episode.
screaming in your own home. Was there
Victor
anybody
taking
there?
an "I will pay you later" from the Rubber Robos.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
I'm
taking
saying
an
"I
it
will
better.
pay you
Fucking
tomorrow."
IOU
from the Ru-
from the Rubber Robos. I would have been like, dude, come on, man. You
Dude,
know they're not gonna
no.
pay you.
like, dude,
They're
need
not
to
gonna
get
pay you.
paid out.
You should be
you ain't
asking
gonna get
for
paid.
all of it up front. There is no
Yeah.
pay half now, not even half now, half later. Don't trust them. Make them give it to you now. Their record is terrible.
He really should have known better.
Like,
I would expect that from a
Victor,
professional,
it's
but
the
oh well.
Rubber Robos. They are never
The
gonna
thing-
pay you.
Do not
the
take an
thing-
IOU.
The thing
I'll
that
pay
I
you
noted
tomorrow.
at the end,
Like-
before they managed to go into the ring, everybody's getting out of Karen's limo. Karen and Arika say goodbye to Medabi and Icky. Like, good luck, everyone, blah, 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 blah. Koji steps out. They don't say shit to him.
Yep.
hmm
The
I
doormat that
thought
he's
that was
become.
a great thing.
after she spent an entire episode trying to make Koji feel better.
Right?
Like,
not-
no,
Not
nothing.
just that, she was there the whole time they were working on Similodon, where he was checking him out to make sure he was okay after using the Metaforce, which nobody thought he should be able to do because
Oh,
it shouldn't be
okay.
something you learn. So,
Let's backtrack real quick to the first episode we watched. They opened that episode with Medabots showing off that, Similodon, he may or may not have used it. And they were like, we're gonna go ahead and diagnose, run diagnostics on him, make sure that he's okay. Takes 2 fucking episodes for that. What the fuck?
I think it's just basically
it was to
it's
get
just
them
that
to
one
give a
episode.
reason for them to be off. It was a
And
reason to
that's-
take those 2 characters away.
Also,
Yes.
all that happens in one day. All of
Yes,
that happens
technically
in one day.
those 2 episodes occur in one day. It's a meanwhile. No, it's not. That's 2 days. Because the first
No?
episode was the day before. The second episode is the day before their match, which is after Victor beat
Yeah,
Iceland.
He wouldn't have been in pajamas for no reason, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
Good
and we
point.
know why he was in pajamas, because she Vegeta'd him. But,
Boo!
It's
Team
true.
It was-
4-star, boo!
At least she didn't Bulma him, so we're not going to get a Trunks, okay?
Oh, God. Anyways.
I will use these
I
names
was wearing
as,
my
as
armor.
implications.
God.
Do you have protection? Yes. Okay.
Hey, even though we're a Nothing podcast, Tim, go check out Team 4-star.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah. If in
Team
case you
Fortress
haven't heard
was-
of that incredibly popular thing that is way past where we are,
Oh, right?
go check
Uh,
check out the little known podcast and group known as Team 4-star.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah. Anyways, so episode 49, taking the victor out of victory. You know what I was really happy about with this episode?
Was it that friendship is the answer? Dinobo notes?
No, it was the fact that I didn't have to write that many notes because the entire goddamn episode is the fight.
Yeah, 100%. This is just a knockdown, drag-out fight between them, and it's good. This is a good fight. This one's great.
Yeah.
I know they get it. So there's not much of a synopsis. It's literally just here's the fight that the show has been building up, and it takes an entire episode.
You're missing one thing before we go into the fight. The referee is sitting in the audience going like, oh man, I'm taking a break. Hey, give me some of that popcorn.
Yeah. Mr. Referee is like, oh, it's getting so intense. It's so intense. Like, he's like, oh, this is going to be so intense. He's like, I need to take a break. Is he sitting right next to Dr. Aki and Eureka?
God, that was
this
weird.
show is silly.
Oh, I will say, Victor's flashback reminded me of Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Little
100%.
Future.
100%. That is one of the many influences for his backstory. Definitely that.
And I'm pretty sure Dr. Aki did not complain too hard because he was excited to see Miss Caviar in the Space Metafighter X outfit because he
Alright, don't be a fucking pervert, alright?
He says it! He says it! He says it in the episode. She pulls it off very well and has that sly smirk of an old man eyeing a young woman.
Yeah, but she's got glasses on the mask, so what the fuck?
He wasn't talking about her face, bro.
God damn it. Alright, before we go into any more pervert territory, let's talk about this fight.
Yes.
So strategically,
this is a tough fight.
I like how this starts with them revealing that apparently you can take one Medabot, to put it in real world terms, you take one Medabot and it basically stops moving, and then in my mind it turns itself into an extra processor wirelessly for the other two units, boosting their ability to react and think by like 50% each, and that one becomes a sitting duck. They call it an advanced technique, which is true, because if you do that, you literally make one of your robots do nothing, and the other team could just knock that one out immediately. It doesn't happen, but because the other two fighters that are with him are really, really good at what they do, it makes them like pin down all three of the opponent's team and keep War Bandit completely fresh with no damage and no effort, and it works. It's really good.
It really is. It's insane how well they managed to actually, knock each other off one by one like that. It's just, especially considering that Space Metafighter X, uses Belzelga.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's because she's used Belzelga before, and they kind of, like, it makes sense because she realistically wouldn't, one, they're going into a fight, and if I was going to take something into a fight, Belzelga's a pretty good choice. Two, she doesn't really have a lot of experience. They don't show her as being super into row battles, super into Medabots, like, it's her job, but she would pick one from work that she's familiar with, that she's probably worked with before. The metal in that Belzelga is probably a bot that she actually has a rapport with, so she can get it to do stuff and fight with it, and it works with her. She probably uses it in her testing because they test out the Belzelga like armor and not necessarily the metal, although they like the two things go together. So she's been around it. It makes sense logically in the story that that's what she would bring. But it also, and it is, again, it was experimental. It had the issue where it would run amok sometimes, but they were working on ironing that out because they want to release the Belzelga as a purchasable model. They want people to be able to use it. So they're working on essentially getting rid of the whole Berserker Rage thing so that it will just be a normal robot.
Now, why is she in this fight again? I mean, what is
because
she
she's fighting for love, because if she wins the fight, Tuna Head comes over to their side. If she loses the fight, I think she goes to join the Rubber Robos. I think that was the...
Dr. Aki can't be happy about that.
He was pissed.
Yeah, he was a little mad.
He took Belzelga. He literally says,
"Oh yeah,
I still have
he
4
did bring that
payments
up."
left."
Yeah, I don't know
that
that was a dubism because his animation, he looks really mad in that scene. So I don't know that that's a dubism. I think he's actually mad she brought Belzelga.
Right before they fight,
Belzelga has one line.
Right before they fight, one of the things I heard was, "I've never seen an audience so rigid with anticipation. Maybe it's the bad seats."
That was a dubism. Oh boy.
Yeah.
That was such a bad
I did like that they showed something about the arena. and the what was it?
What did they show, Paul?
They showed that there's a protective force field surrounding the people.
Oh yeah, there's a force field between the meta fighters and their stuff, and then the actual fans.
So that was a force field. I thought that randomly Belzelga like knocked the debris out of.
Oh no, that's a force field that keeps the fans safe. But they show that the fighters 100% are at risk during these fights. You could get killed or maimed during these fights. That can happen. So the fighters, even though they're outside the arena, everything that happens in the arena keeps going. So if they're like chunks of concrete and stuff, you can get hurt being a meta fighter. Like, you are not protected. The fans are protected, but not you.
It's like the Pokemon manga, isn't it?
Yeah, almost. If they were literally in like on the part with the stone, which they're not allowed to stand on, if you get on it, they will disqualify you. If they were on that part, it would be the Pokemon manga where you legitimately stand right next to your Pokemon and are like trying not to get killed in this blood match.
Oh, and
so how does it shake out?
Okay, so
Victor
Rhino and Gorilla. I know they have real names. I'm just going to call them Rhino and Gorilla. Is that okay with you guys?
I'm good with that. Keep it basic.
Yeah, War Bandit's the only one who's like a character at this point. The other two are just the Rhino bot and the Gorilla bot. The Rhino bot and the Gorilla bot are doing their thing. They're fighting and they're winning. And then Belzelga's like, "Hey, watch this! I'm gonna punch the ground real hard." So he hits it a bunch and he makes it rocky. And those two things aren't good at going over uneven terrain because famously tracked vehicles have trouble with difficult terrain. But anyways, I'm not salty at all that they specifically made one of them a tracked unit and were like, "Oh god, I can't deal with uneven terrain." That is literally what you were created for.
I think he actually had wheels, not tracks.
No, he had tracks. The Rhino has fucking treads like a tank.
Yeah, just like Transmetal Rhinox or whatever.
What?
Yeah.
The
sit
toy
down.
for Transmetal Rhinox had tracks.
Sit down. That's not a real thing. It wasn't in the show. It doesn't exist. Sit down.
Motherfucker,
We could talk about it when we do Beast Machines. Sit down.
Bitch.
So, anywho, they're fighting, and then they essentially wind up messing up the arena, and then start that's when Team Japan gets their push back, and you've got this give and take going on, and then Victor tells them Plan B, and I'm impressed that they animated that the two people he fights with legitimately looked mixed about the idea of Plan B. We don't know what that is. And then they activate it, and it is where they sacrifice one of their units to guarantee a kill.
So they aborted one of their units?
Yes.
Plan B.
They also aborted the Gorilla Bot, so it was basically the Donkey Kong maneuver. Thank you, Smash Brothers. It was literally the Donkey Kong maneuver where you run over, hug the opponent, and the guy behind you shoots both of you. He got ratted. Okay, they got ratted. It happens.
They did.
So they ratted Belzelga, and Belzelga fucking explodes into 30 pieces, and so does the Rhino or the Gorilla Bot.
What was interesting before that was that Belzelga was trying to deal with Similodon and Medabot because they had lots of damaged parts.
Yes.
Apparently, Belzelga can heal you by transferring some energy.
They did that because they're like, it's the thing the other team did, but we're not gonna think too hard about it because if we talk about things like level of damage and robot still functioning, it gets really anime really quickly because. Yeah. Two bots basically hit 110% damage, but continue to move like nothing's wrong for several episodes. So, it's anime. Their fighting spirit revives them. Welcome to anime.
Oh my god, speaking of fighting spirit, how many times did we see Metaforce in this episode?
So Similodon does it,
this episode.
and then Similodon gets wrecked.
Oh, wait, yeah?
Oh, it's the next
this episode.
Yeah, he does in this one. And he because I think he hits I think one of the he does. He hits the Rhino one because he would have hit fucking War Bandit, but War Bandit human shields with the Rhino bot, and you see it melting. You literally see the robot melting.
The Gorilla Bot he destroys.
It wrecks it. Absolutely gone, which means both people on Team Kenya are gone. It is just War Bandit, but
they literally walk off.
Oh yeah, they walk away. They literally walk away. They just walk away.
He looks so mad too.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I'd say the two of them were legitimately upset that their Medabots got wrecked, because they know that Victor thinks he's better than everyone else, and two, because Victor's team leader and captain, he gets to call the shots, which means he gets to tell them to go run into that booby trap and get yourself killed so that I survive.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't like that because they like their Medabots, but too bad. They signed up for the job. And so they do that, and both of theirs get wrecked. They walk off stage. And then Victor is in fighting with War Bandit against Medabi, and it's just the four of them essentially involved. You still have all of Team Japan in the arena, but two of them have nothing to do because both of their Medabots are literally scrap. They're gone.
Mm-hmm.
Their medals aren't even inside. They are on the ground next to their wrecked bodies.
Yep.
And so then we've got War Bandit versus Medabi, which is a rip, roaring good time. And War Bandit is absolutely bodying Medabi. This is a one-sided DBZ fight. He grabs him by the head, starts crushing it, and then shoves him through a piece of solid stone because he shoves him so hard. He kind of gets Broly'd pretty hard this fight. But
But
anywho.
There's so much fighting spirit that it explodes Icky's Meta Watch.
I love that part. It's ridiculous. I love it. It's so stupid. There's so much.
I was like, holy shit.
One of the things I really liked was when they talk about the 10 Days of Darkness and everybody running wild, they essentially explain poorly. They finally get around to it in this episode, kinda, but more in the next one. What happened was rare metal Medabots, or Medabots with that potential, wind up getting so battle lusty that their battle lust overtakes them. They essentially go what the fuck did they call
Berserk?
it? There's Berserk is a good word. There's a kind of like that, where they completely lose themselves to the fight and they ignore everything if it does not involve this fight. All they care about is battle.
So they Goku it.
Personality wise, but this is more like
sentience when he's fighting.
This is more like Berserk, the manga, where Guts puts on the armor, literally loses the world around him, and he has to have someone magically pull his soul above the armor so that he can still think, because he's so covered in just hatred and battle rage. He will attack everything around him. It's Berserker Rage is a good way to describe it. There's a Marvel comic where they name it, and it's a really good descriptor. I just cannot remember what it was. It involves Thor, and it's a really good description of essentially you get overtaken with the fighting. There's too much of it, and you just absolutely overflows your sense, and you're gone. And then you just start fighting, and that's all you care about. And you will go until you or the other one or both are dead, and that's it. But there's so much of it that it bleeds over into the other Medabots and gets amplified by this antenna that was naturally discovered somewhere else on Earth, that it turns out the rubber robos built into the fucking arena.
All I heard was Vegeta TFS going, "I will kill everyone as long as you are one of them."
Alright, before you go into that, because now you're going into the episode 50 territory.
It's not my fault this is like a 5-parter, okay?
I know.
It's real easy.
The next
easy.
episode is called Altered States, otherwise known as Fuck Off Rintaro.
Yes. But to get into it, the end of the episode before, which immediately bleeds into this one, and why it's called that is because War Bandit, turns out, can use Metaforce. Just like Medabi, the two of them DBZ energy fight, and when they do, they both wind up... Only Similodon sounds like that. When they do that, the two of them hit, they get consumed by the battle rage, and then they both drop and don't do anything. They just see these pillars of light around them that are red, but they don't talk anymore and they don't do anything. And then you get an explanation from someone else, and then it shows you from the Medabot perspective what's happening. And we get our actual definition of what the fuck a Medabot is. And yes, it was aliens. I don't know what you were expecting. It was from the 90s. Come on. The X-Files was how popular now?
I thought that was the end of the next episode.
Definitely aliens.
We're on 50 now.
Yeah, this is 50.
Okay.
They basically get sucked into their past lives, quote unquote, and Medabi gets dragged all the way the fuck into the past, where Medabots were a race of their own, and he joined
the new type live stream.
Yes, sure. That's not actually at all what happened. You're completely being fucking misleading. He's not goddamn psychic, you jackass.
We'll say
They-
this episode 50, Altered States, that one had a scene that reminded me of Black Lagoon when Remy was fighting Roberta, where it was just
The maid.
Yeah,
Yes.
Roberta the maid. I love Roberta. She's so fucking cool.
fucking broken as hell.
All of them are. Most of the characters in that show are fucking nuts. Even Rock is
Stop
twisted
derailing.
shit.
Mm.
Well, he's bringing up fucking Roberta. What?
Yeah.
I
It's hard to refuse Roberta. It is very hard to refuse Roberta.
I don't think you can. And yes, it's as uncomfy as it sounds. Anyways,
Yeah.
we're not going to talk about
God.
Roberta's blood trail.
Damn it.
We're talking about Medabots, which
Yeah.
has aliens. So as it turns out, Medabi was a general, apparently. And
Wait, they
they
didn't get to that episode part in Altered States. This is them just still fighting, and then they
Altered
it
States
ends
starts out with the two of them going catatonic, I thought.
no, it's them still fighting, and it ends with them going catatonic.
Oh,
Ends
right,
with
right.
them going catatonic and
50
Yeah, because they redo the ending of the last episode to get to that catatonic portion in this
No,
one.
no, he's
Yeah.
right. I'm looking at my notes. 51 is when they go into the vision of the past.
Yeah.
50
So, yeah.
Altered
51.
States is just the second half of the fight. The fight's really long. It lasts almost 2 full episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we basically have
it's-
talked about it. The one thing we didn't mention, do you guys remember the beautiful buddy cop moment that we are not going to get any more of that I am sad about? Of Rokusho and Phantom Renegade
Phantom
palling
Renegade.
around, sneaking around
Oh,
shit.
We got
I love
Assassin's
that.
Creed up in
Where
this
was
bitch.
where was their episode? How dare you make it look like they've done this before, have them talk with a rapport like that, and then be like,
Yeah.
we're just not going to show that. Excuse you, you give me an entire episode of Canada the Medabot and the Iceland team with a love story for Erika, but I can't get fucking palling around Rakusho and Phantom Renegade just being the
Breaking
guys? What the hell, man? That would have been a great episode. I would love to have seen their zany adventure because Rakusho and the parrot are palling around with Dr. Aki. I would love to have seen that. That would have been amazing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and
Very-
It really would have.
also
Very disappointing.
my
That never
biggest
happens.
issue with Altered States was the fact that Victor's voice never matched his facial expressions.
That's probably a dub thing.
No,
That's-
literally,
yeah.
he is flipping the fuck out. His facial features look like he's flipping the fuck out, but his voice is so calm, it's just raising just a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I am so
Yeah.
angry at you. I am now
Yeah.
really
Probably
angry
the
at
voice
you.
direction.
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah, it
to
happened.
freaking go fucking
Especially in the 90s.
insane. But
There were a couple of like just completely wooden reads every once in a while in the show too, where it almost feels like they didn't have the
Mhm.
animation for the scene and they just told them to read the line and they were all kind of
Well, don't
guessing
forget,
that it would work.
from
Then when you get to
last
the
time that we
episode,
did
you're
our
like, wow,
episode
that doesn't work
recording,
at all.
I was gonna say, don't forget the last time we did the recording. We ended up finding out that the show was moved from one section to another, so
Yep.
or like one station to another. So
Yeah.
I don't even know if they were able to get the full production.
There
out,
was a
you know,
lot of
halfway through.
turmoil. There was a massive break between the two seasons that didn't exist in the Japanese release. They were just recording and making the show in Japan consistently. But in America, there was like a year or something, or year and a half between the two seasons. It's wild.
Yeah,
And that's season
Yeah.
1 and 2, not even 3. Like season 1 and 2 have a huge break, which did not help the popularity. You can't just cut a show in the middle and be like, it'll be fine. Mm-mm. And then they
So-
switch channels and all that. So we shouldn't
about
talk.
Altered States.
We shouldn't talk about it because technically it's next week's 2-part.
Mhm.
Well, about Altered States. Is it just me, or did Rubber Robo get immensely, ridiculously evil in this episode?
In Altered States?
Yeah.
I
Like they've been bad before, but like not like world-ending bad.
It was weird seeing them be okay with literally the. Okay, so a couple things. One, there is, and I swear to God, it's a straight dubism. Victor, when he first talks about the 10 Days of Darkness, they show in images what is clearly his, like, everyone getting killed, cities burning, like the world nearly ended, and that's very bad. But then he talks about it and he's like, and they still haven't found my family after 7 years. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, fucking dub. They were doing the
Yep.
whole thing where they couldn't say anyone died because fucking heaven forbid the show with missile launchers and machine guns has anyone actually die. This thing called the 10 Days of Darkness that nearly ended human civilization. Oh, but no one died. They just disappeared mysteriously. Oh my God, it's so stupid. But
When
then later on, now, when he talks about it, they very clearly let him like vaguely reference that Medabots killed everything and took it all from me. They burned my cities, they killed my family, they killed my friends. I fucking hate them. And it's like that is a good motivation. There's a reason he thinks Medabots are shit. That's a really good reason.
it has nothing to do with the way Similodon pronounces metaphors.
No, that's why you hate him.
Oh, and yes, I do agree that literally the rubber robos went super fucking evil.
Yeah, no, they're
It's
totally
weird,
okay with
right?
plunging the world into darkness so that everyone dies. And I'm like, okay, how does that let you take over the world? Wouldn't you just die too? Like, you're literally
Right?
5 feet from the other victims. How do you survive this? Like,
And
It's
what's
like,
the logic here,
why
guys?
would they want chaos if they can't control it?
Yeah.
It's just like,
I feel like they were being lied to by their leader, who was like, it'll be chaos, but you guys will be fine. One of those. But no, they were just on board with the world being lit on fire. And I'm like, really? You're all adults. You would have been totally aware of the 10 days and all that bad stuff that happened. Why would you be okay with that?
Oh, okay.
mhm.
And
It's
also,
weird, but
Mr. Referee quitting as soon
oh
as he finds
yeah.
out it's the rubber robos.
Oh,
He quit
oh.
so hard and so traumatizingly. He was like, "Wait, I am not gonna work for criminals!" As he
Yeah.
charges
He
out.
just, yeah. I'm hoping that he gets the army.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the fact that, and I'm sorry, I could not get past the fact that the cat sitting up there and Dr. Medieval being there. I'm like, isn't Dr. Medieval a Medabot controlled by the cat?
No, he is not. He is he's a human, supposedly. Still, he
Yeah,
managed
he's a
to
human
Medabot
android.
himself. He managed to turn
Yeah.
himself into a Medabot. The cat has a helmet that lets it talk, I guess, but technically, and that might have been a puppet of him controlled by the cat, but his true form is a Medabot. Did you guys also really love the just absolute dump of college hot tea that we got from Dr. Aki as he just walks up and starts shit talking to
Yes.
He does.
Medaeval's face, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I heard Hoshi never liked you, right? He thought you were shit." And I'm like, "Ooh,
It was so
Oh yeah,
Ow!
Dr. Hushik, yeah.
because that was
It was
like fucking 40 years ago. They were like
It's like,
in college."
You're shit, you're always gonna be shit.
He's like, "Oh no, man, you were crap. You never understood his formulas. He didn't even take you seriously." And then he's like, "Shut up, shut up." All his only response is "shut up." And I was like, "God damn, Dr. Aki
It's like-
just dragging up the family history."
It's like
Like,
hearing
nothing
Reed Richards.
but a way to kill.
Oh,
It's like hearing Reed Richards bitch at Victor
Dr.
Von
Doom.
Yeah,
But it turns
like,
into,
"Oh, you ain't
you don't
shit."
even like physics. And he's like, "Shut up. I got an A in that." And he's like, "Yeah." At the end,
Out of
after I let you
pity.
copy, "Shut up."
Like, I was waiting
So
for him to
stupid.
pull out. Like, remember that night you got so blasted at the dorm that you forgot you
Yeah.
didn't lock the door and you slept in the
Yeah.
hall. Yeah, you were so damn dumb. You didn't even check the door.
I know.
Like-
Oh yeah. Or like he just pulls out his wallet and goes, "Hey man, I still got a picture," and it's just Dr. Medieval at 20 with like stupid Sharpies on his face. Oh man, it's so
Like,
good.
that's how you create a supervillain right there.
Yeah, that is
Out of
exactly how you do it.
pettiness.
Don't do that. Do not mock the super genius.
So to rein this in, with this fight, Dr. Medieval comes out, and they all, everyone realizes that the Rubber Robo Gang is fully involved, and the entire crowd starts running away.
Yep.
Especially once they are told, after the ridiculous Wizard of Oz line, that they needed to, destroy the world, put it into an even worse Days of Darkness. They're basically setting all this up. They are, I don't remember what it was, but it's basically the transmitter after, or not a transmitter.
It's an antenna.
Receiver, like giant.
It's a giant
yeah.
antenna that just amplifies
Yeah.
the battle fever that he knew War Bandit and Metabee would get into. It just amplifies
Right.
that and then shoves it into all of the other Medabots. And because they're all
Yeah, so you can
normal,
see
it
all their metals start
overrides.
flashing red. Yeah.
They
I'm
literally
sorry,
say, I feel my
heating.
metal getting hot. And they
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
Belzelga and Sumilidon's metals start glowing red on the
Mhm.
ground, not touching anything. So it's transmitting what's happening to Warbandit and Metabee. It's overloading them. And he says the Medabots had a suppression program, which makes sense, after the 10 Days of Darkness, and that he is purposely overriding that with their battle lust to essentially force them all to work for him. But what that means is Dr. Medieval just wants everything to burn. He's
Yep.
crazy and awful. So he wants the world
Oh,
to
he's
burn,
pretty
and that's all
safe.
that's going to happen. It happens against
He
the
was
Medabots'
pretty
will, and they don't
He
get a
freaking
choice.
Sokovia'd the arena.
Oh
I
yeah, he
wrote down that
steals.
this might as well be the Human Instrumentality Project.
Yeah, he's essentially a smaller, much less threatening version of the father.
There was just so much happening in this episode. It was cool.
Oh,
We got
and
to
we
see
did.
Metaforce 4 times.
We didn't even talk about the next episode is where we start getting into the crazy shit. But this one was, yeah, we saw the Metaforce. So first off, they get to they do the clash, and then the fight keeps going. Metabee is way past 100% damaged, but still moving.
Overload.
He's in full overload, and he doesn't care. He just keeps getting up and moving. And Icky's watch explodes off of his arm, and he's like, I don't give a shit. We're still in this fight.
Yeah.
And
You can hear me?
him and
Yeah,
Metabee are 100% just like, fuck you, Victor, we're winning.
yeah.
Although they
And
do
War
make a
Bandit
good
didn't want to stop
point.
either.
They do point out, hey, maybe we shouldn't continue this match because it'll lead to another 10 Days of Darkness and everybody will
Oh, yeah,
die. And
Icky
War Bandit's
asked
like,
Metabee
fuck
to
you, I'm
stop.
fighting.
Yep.
War Bandit
That
can't
was
stop.
good. Nope.
Yeah, War Bandit can't stop. Icky tells Metabee to stop, and Metabee says he can't stop. His metal and everything in him is telling him to keep going,
Yep.
and he's gonna keep going.
Metabee
And-
makes more sense than War Bandit. War Bandit just completely ignores Victor and is like, no, I have to fight. The only thing in front of me is Metabee. All I am going to do is fight him. And then they proceed to continue beating the crap out of each other. Yeah, no, it's the both of them go way
Victor
past
tells
overload.
Metabee to, Victor tells War Bandit to stop fighting Metabee and to kill the Rubber Robos.
Oh yeah,
He
that was
literally
great.
says
Oh, that was
He literally goes,
fantastic. I love that part. I was like, hell yeah.
Like,
Victor's like,
stop.
I don't care about this fight. Murder the Rubber Robos.
no.
And I was like, yeah, I was wondering when we were going to get to that because Victor doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit if he wins this tournament. He just is mad right now.
He was like, "Oh, you want to
Oh.
repeat the loss of
10
my
Days of
family
Darkness?
again?"
Oh,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
get
sir.
you.
I'm going to fix this problem right now, and I'm going to use a gun.
Yeah.
Victor,
Bandit,
man of
get
action.
them. Yeah.
I mean, just totally destroy the Rubber Robos. Oh, no, never mind. So yeah, basically we get another to be continued.
Yep.
Not before Rintaro shows up and mouths off, and I have to write down literally in my notes, "Fuck off, Rintaro."
I forgot he was in the episode, but
and then
you
somebody,
never miss a chance
I
to
don't-
mention your
I
favorite.
don't. Oh no, fuck him. And the other thing that I want to point out is my favorite line of this one: "Just give up. We'll never give up." What?
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
90s anime. Magical it was. Technically, this would be
Yeah.
2000s anime, I guess, but it's very 90s.
But
The
yeah,
feel.
that's this week's set of episodes. We got 2 more left. So before we go into what is what we have for predictions for the next episodes, I want to do a little bit of a ranking here. So, what was your fight of the week, guys? I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say it was the last 2 episodes fight that's been like the fight of the week.
Oh, of this week?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
week's
know.
episodes.
I think it would be
Really?
Erika's.
You're gonna say the fucking Iceland one is better than this one?
The Iceland one had a funny moment that reminded me of Naked Weapon when War Bandit was shooting the Orca Medabot, where it just literally just kept taking rounds and
Oh
taking
yeah,
rounds
it
and
just sits
taking
there getting
rounds.
shot like a
Just
thousand times in a row, and just keeps cutting away to like everyone reacting to it just getting shot to pieces. And I'm like, this is
and
a
then
Godfather
back.
death. That's someone
I was
dying
like,
in a mafia movie. You could cut this scene, slow it down, and put Ave Maria over it, and it's just the death of a mobster.
I just kept looking like
Hmm.
it went on for literally I think 2 minutes of it
Right?
getting shot, them cutting away to
Yep.
everyone's reactions
Yep.
to then go back to
Right
it getting
back to more
shot. I'm
shooting. Like the bullets are holding it up because it's getting shot so much and it just wants to fall over, but no, the bullets won't let it. Man, that was intense, not gonna lie. Oh,
it's like I felt
Damn.
bad for it, but it's like that was just ridiculous. And yes, the fight between Medabi and the fight between Team Japan and Team Kenya is
mm,
the best fight so far
so good.
this week.
So good.
But it was because of how ruthless Victor was.
Yeah.
How
But it also
ruthless
is
and
a
Oh
fight.
yeah.
remorseful.
Like they made his character out to be that way. He is that way. They give good reasons why he's that way. And then philosophically, you have and this is one of those things I've heard repeated, that a good fight in anything is telling a story. This is telling the story of Icky and Victor arguing philosophically about Medabots and Bro battles, each describing through action their philosophy. Victor is fucking cutthroat. 100%. These are tools. Use them. I don't give a shit. Displays that multiple times in the fight. And then Icky is no, we band together. We are a team. We are stronger together. And this is all about working together with the Medabot, the human, and the other four who are on your team. The other two Medabots, the other two people. And it's all of that coming to a head. It's really, really good.
Hmm.
And yeah, I that
So
mafia moment was hilarious. But
I was gonna say, so we all
yeah,
agree that this was the best one.
Yeah,
out of those two
All
fights,
not much
right.
to
yeah,
compare to. But I will say,
I mean, it was only really 2 fights this week, so whatever.
yeah, there's a
but I
whole lot
think
to go there.
it had more of an impact because we got to see Icky and Victor debate at his parents' house and then go into the fight. That is why. If we were watching it
Wait, so would that be a battle
day by
between
day,
Victor and
yes, it would have been the
his
best fight.
manly
Would have been
desires that he may or may not have for
uh,
Icky's mother?
let's take the V out of Victory, the episode before Altered States. That because that was where Victor and Team Kenya was tearing him apart. But
Yeah, part of the same
yeah,
fight. I considered that one and the one in the next one the part of the same fight.
yeah.
All right. So then, what would you guys consider as the Medabot of the week? So we were shown quite a few this one around. Obviously, we got our staples of Medabi, Similodon, War Bandit, but we've also got some other ones that showed up this time around. We've also got Belzelga, we've got the Rhino and the Gorilla Bot,
I
and we
have
also
their
got the
names for a
Icelanders,
second.
who I don't give a fuck about. But anyways,
I would say
Will, any thoughts?
my
Any
personal.
thoughts on which?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
yeah,
Paul.
Will you go first?
Yeah,
I
don't
the
fucking
audio
interrupt
cut
it.
out, so I
Goddamn.
missed part of that. What are we discussing?
Will.
I literally don't know. The
Okay,
audio cut out. I can't. I don't know what we're discussing. It was dead silent. I am sorry.
God damn it.
What
I
is the best
said,
Medabot
motherfucker.
this week?
Yeah.
Best Medabot. So okay, I'm not gonna lie. We've gotten a lot more of, and this has just made me like it more. I like War Bandit a lot after these
Same.
episodes and stuff. I really enjoy
Mm.
War Bandit as a character and as a Medabot. There's a lot more happening with it. It's also really fucking good at fighting. Like it's very controlled. War Bandit knows what to do. War Bandit will execute what he is told by Victor. He will occasionally kind of take like his own liberties, but it comes off as War Bandit is very practiced and Victor knows how to get War Bandit to do stuff, but they don't have to do anywhere near as much as obviously Medabi and Icky, but that's because Medabi is a tumultuous chaos thing. But I would compare it to like if Sumilidon and Koji were 8 to 9 years older, that's what they would look like. They wouldn't be as ruthless,
Yeah.
but they would look like that. They would be very practiced, very controlled, very skilled. Sumilidon he wouldn't have to tell him to do much because at that point the two of them are so in sync that they know what to do. Very simple commands, terse commands, very quick, will get everything across. You don't have to say a whole lot. For instance,
Yeah.
the the fucking fight with Iceland, he yells out like not even a fight. When the rock is falling, he yells out like 5 words in a row that essentially boil down to "Hey, move backwards" or "Hey, backflip," and that's all it does. But he says like 5 words in a row. I'm like, you didn't have to do that, but you really wanted to sound cool. I'll give it to you because you're basically a teenager. So I get it,
Damn.
but it was silly. He says like 5 things in a row. There was like no reason to say that. You could have just said, "Hey, backflip," or "evade," or "dodge." Also, I don't think you have to tell the robot to not get crushed to death. The Medabots aren't that
I don't
specific.
know, man. Have you seen Crosser Dog?
That might be
Crosser
okay.
Dog
That
is
but
an
that
exception.
that might be training. That might be a flaw in training. He might have trained Crosser Dog to take bullets and stuff head on, so Crosser Dog doesn't know you're not supposed to do that, which is a flaw in the training. I could see that being a
So
problem.
I'll give you. I would almost agree with you on War Bandit on every single thing.
I really liked War Bandit.
Except I give you Similodon this week.
Really?
Strictly because he goes, from normal metal to being able to
Mhm.
use the metal force.
Yep. Your favorite thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul.
I have to agree with Will. War Bandit for this week's episodes is the standout Medabot,
Mhm.
primarily
All right.
for its ability to work as a team and his speed and how Victor controls him. They are down to tactical formation,
Mhm.
which is great. And honestly, War Bandit has more going for it. I was gonna say Belzelga was my favorite until when I first saw Belzelga come out, I was gonna say, oh yeah, Belzelga's badass as hell. But how badly he was instructed did not hold up
Miss
to
Caviar
how...
is not a great fighter. She knows what she's doing.
She's a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah.
She's literally fighting for love. So she's such a lover. She's fighting for it. She's gone full circle. But
Yeah.
Let's
If-
fighting love.
If we were going by aesthetics,
you have to watch
Belzelga
Gundam
would
on
be
this
it,
show. We really
but
do.
Belzelga
We're
would be
going to talk about fighting love.
Gridman
We
has
need
tactics.
to fucking watch Godanar on this damn podcast at some point.
I own it, so I can.
I'm playing in my head recently. I need to rewatch that show.
So my last thing before we get into predictions: best episode of the week. Now I'm gonna go ahead and lead it off. I don't think it's gonna be any of the fighting episodes. I think the best one this week was Calm Before the Storm.
I would agree with that because as much as I like the fight, it is basically a 4-parter end of the show. So the last 2 episodes this week and the final 2 episodes are basically one giant hour-and-a-half long Medabots episode. It's one giant finale. So I mean, picking one part of the fight that I like, maybe, but then we're having discussion about scenes, and that's not really an entire episode. I would agree that you're really only picking between 2, which is Iceland or the Calm Before the Storm. Thirsty woman she is, and
yes,
that episode is
she
really
is
good.
The storm.
There's a storm brewing in some ways, but
she makes me feel stormy.
Is
water everywhere.
You should see a doctor about that. Anywho, yeah, I would expect someone who lives so far from civilization to have touched more grass. But anywho,
I have thoughts about that, and I wrote them down. I literally was going off of how is it that there are so many children in this thing without a single adult saying, oh, they should actually be staying at a hotel or something and not sleeping out in the freaking wilderness.
Oh, you mean Team Iceland?
Goddamn tent.
Okay, hold
They're
on.
not the
hold
first
on.
ones to do that, by the way.
No,
they are not the first team we see doing that.
Okay, here's the thing. There is a logic to that, and this is gonna sound stupid, and I'm sorry, but
you're not sorry.
This is caveman brain logic, but it is also true. Putting people through rougher situations than just... So it's the difference between I'm a professional athlete in some way, and I am a professional fighter. Fighting is not the same. There is sport fighting, but that is you don't murder each other generally, but then there's Muay Thai. And it's you try not to kill each other. You don't have live weapons, but it is still fighting. The grit, the extreme nature of it, the the way that you are like bordering on a life and death scenario and trying to overcome another person physically is very different, even in the sport version of fighting, than I need to hit ball hard, make go far. That's not the same thing. Both of them can benefit from a rough situation like camping for a week in the wilderness and learning to fend for themselves and very hard, tough physical training that's grueling. But there is a reason that military training involves the outdoors and extreme situations. It makes people tougher. It makes, in a stupid caveman brain way, it does make sense for Team Iceland to do that. I will also say the reason that motherfucker fell to a raindrop is because they are horrifyingly malnourished and teenagers. If they were adults, I would be way more on board with this idea because physically they wouldn't be in the middle of puberty. It's stupid. They are surviving on a couple of fish a day. They're starving. The reason he fell to a few raindrops is not because this is a trope in romance and also anime, which it is. It's because they're fucking eating just fish. No veggies, no other stuff. They eat once a day and they have like 2 fish each. Yeah, you guys are starving. There's a reason he couldn't handle that and almost died to the common
They
cold.
never read their Dr. Seuss. They never got around to reading one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
That's not about eating things in the wilderness.
Well, you know what? I don't care.
Yeah, so it's stupid, but I get the logic of it. That makes sense. It does make them tougher to have to live in the wilderness and do stuff. It is stupid that the representatives for an entire country can't afford to have a boat, so they had to fucking build it. That's dumb. Also, sending a boat that small from Iceland to Japan. Yeah, there's a real good chance they would have died multiple times over.
Yeah.
People have done that as adults. People die 5 miles from shore. There's a real good chance that they wouldn't have survived that journey. Plus, that journey would take so goddamn long. Holy shit. Iceland isn't that close to fucking Japan, I think. I'm bad at geography, but either one of you want to prove me wrong on this? What's the
It is
physical
not.
distance?
That's too much effort.
You literally have to go across all
entire
of
Pacific?
Europe. You literally have to go across all of Europe and China to get to Japan.
But to do it in a boat, you'd have to cross.
You would have to underneath Europe, cross between Europe and Africa,
Oh
then
my
come up.
god. It is 5,467 miles by plane. They would have been
And that's
traveling
flying
by
over.
boat for
That's
like
double.
weeks.
That's double.
They
And
would have
that's
been
with
traveling for
a
fucking
motor.
weeks. You have to go through the Mediterranean, connect over above Africa. You would have to go down over across India in the south, across in the sea, keep going, and eventually hit Japan. That would take so fucking long.
I'm
That's
just
stupid.
gonna tell you this right now.
Anywho,
All of this makes this episode even worse for me. I fucking hated it, so I don't want to go anymore into it.
Oh shit! Never mind. They wouldn't be able to. They'd have to go all the way around Africa, all the way.
the southern
There's
tip, all the way around the Cape, the Ivory Coast.
Or go above into the Arctic Ocean and cross over that
Yeah,
way.
that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Not a fucking wooden raft. You might be able
There
to
is
do the
no
southern
way.
tip, but even there, that's like several weeks, and not in a tiny
So,
rowboat.
That's months.
because I'm trying to get this to move on, guys. Paul,
No,
you're pissing me off.
I refuse.
How? I am literally trying to look at the map for how they would go across, and there is no way they'll ever
No
get
map for
across.
you.
I am sick and
No map for
tired
you.
of your Shalia bullshit, Sean.
You're G-cuxing me again.
Not as hard as he got.
Oh.
So, are we in agreement that the best episode this week is the lore episode?
Yeah, the one that goes purely off of the
Yeah.
characters and their writing. I really like that one.
Awesome. Paul, do you agree, yay or nay?
I have to agree.
Paul,
Oh, we lose him?
Polyoxen free.
Yeah,
Ollie?
I said I have to agree. Oh, you didn't hear
Oh,
me?
there it is.
You didn't hear me? I said I have to
I'm
agree
just going to
that was
assume
the
that he
episode.
said yes,
He did. It came out
Alright.
gritty.
Calm Before the Storm.
just like his. Never mind.
Yeah, Calm Before the Storm is
No,
the
it
best
cut out
can't
for a
now.
sec. You're good now.
All right, perfect. So, predictions, guys. The last 2 episodes of this season: Waking to a Dream, episode 51, and Medabots' Last Stand, episode 52. What do we think 51 is?
Well, clearly we'll
I mean,
already saw it, and it's
do you want to go first, Paul?
it shows what they were in the other. Yeah, clearly you already saw it,
Yeah,
so
I think.
you
Yeah, that's my
you already
bad.
know that.
It's fucking 4 episodes. They're all one episode. You can't just keep doing to be continued. Come on.
Yeah, I agree
I
with
did
that.
easily.
Meh.
All right, and then Medabees. Well, let me go and say what I think it is then, because so it could be the fact that they're still stuck in New Type Land, but
Hmm.
if we're gonna get really crazy with it,
Ooh.
we're gonna find out that everyone is all part of Henry's imagination.
Oh.
Then,
Okay. Uh-huh.
once we realize that Henry is sick in the head
So.
and that he's imagining all of this shit
Uh-huh.
because
I just want to
he's
yell out "fuck you"
really
because
messed
I
up.
kept saying
Uh-huh.
that Henry
We
is
get to
fucking
Medabee's
crazy.
last stand, and it's basically their way of breaking free of Henry's mind and becoming real.
Oh, please. I said last week that
Uh-huh.
Henry was fucking insane and he is schizophrenic and each one is actually a full personality. Him.
Yeah, but I ignore what you say, so
Oh,
Very
yeah,
clearly
of
you
course,
do.
clearly.
Yeah, it's very
Clearly you
clear.
don't
Yep.
care.
Yeah.
Clearly you don't show me any love.
Yep. No respect, no love.
Mm,
I mean, I can barely give myself love, so, you know.
You should work on that. Be nicer. Your self-talk should be better.
Oh, I meant physically.
That too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't need to hear that.
So, yeah, that's what we've got for next
So
week.
Sean thinks that the
So
plot of Vanilla Sky and Swiss Army Man are both going to be true at the same time, years before either were written. So
damn right.
he thinks
Swiss Army Man's a
he
great
thinks
movie.
that this predates both of them, but manages to
Actually?
do each.
Damn right.
Actually,
So,
I think maybe
with that being said,
maybe Space Metafighter X and Phantom Renegade are split personalities created to protect Henry from the 10 Days of Darkness.
I disagree. I think they are just characters he made up so that he wouldn't get arrested for committing multiple acts of thievery over the course of 7 to 8 years.
True.
grand larceny.
Yeah. A lot of that. A
anyways,
lot. Very GTA. This guy really rolling up there. Would have sworn he was Russian with a cousin.
You would have figured that he would have gotten there sooner had he not been on his bike.
Is that not the most GTA thing? I don't have a car. I'm just gonna ride this
Really-
bike. Fucking CJ
Ring, ring, motherfucker. Here's some groceries.
rolls up like CJ and
That is
proceeds
very
to
true.
rob you of everything. And a guy on a fucking bicycle just robbed this this massive organization with all this money. Did we just get robbed by a dude on a fucking Huffy?
Yeah. So that's this week.
Yeah.
Next week, we've got those episodes to work on, and then we're going to be doing some season 2 ending shenanigans, where we're going to go ahead and discuss our favorite episodes of this run, discuss our favorite Medabots and favorite fights. Basically, see what we can do as an all-around ranking for season 2. I can already tell mine's going to be C or below.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah. So, with that being said, you guys had a good time this evening?
Yeah, it's been fun.
Wow, way to really fucking show it, Paul. Alright, guys. Function ceased. Have a good night.
Night, everybody.